all across their matches. Now we're in the drafting phase, gentlemen. Again, Falcons AP Bren is now on the blue side. This is the winner you're asking earlier, Rockhart. We have an 89% versus a 67%.
This is
That's a lot.
This is per team though.
Per
this
team.
is very specific. Across the board, I'd say it's closer to like 70-30.
75, yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Coach Dougie, a consistent ban on the Vixana, then attacks Sanford with the Yuzhong. Coach Tic Tac taking out the Harith and the Chip, of course. Ogwen yesterday was a beast on the Harith. And there's the Louis who just basically folds the map in half. There you go. No cheese, no teleportation shenanigans. Doctor Strange would be molding.
I like this.
I love how the chip was respecting ban as well by Coach Tic Tac, because yesterday we saw Falcons AP Bren actually had a way to utilize
Matilda!
this here. Yeah, Matilda is open
Matilda
right now.
Fred.
Will this be a priority for Falcons AP Bren?
That's actually a lot of choices open. Fredrin, Matilda, definitely. Faramis can also be considered here.
Arlo!
Arlo! Oh my
goodness. So much. And we said that together,
Jinx.
Rockhart. And who will be the first priority? Again, they're taking the time to choose. Who are they willing to gamble? Who are they willing to gambit? Because how Leo and Rockhart pointed out, so much power picks right now in the first pick. This will tell how they want to adjust in the first phase.
Yeah, big adjustments, and I love it. Falcons AP Bren are taking their
I just think
time.
the Matilda, just take it. It's very rare that we get the Matilda open.
It's the Fredrin.
What?
It's the Fredrin.
They go for all reliable.
They let JP have it. They let JP have it.
There's the
That's it.
Faramis. Insta-lock here for Coach
Oh!
Tic Tac. He knows what's up. He saw it coming.
Matilda Faramis, Leo.
That's the Blitz Tack. The Blitz Tack draft.
We were talking about it earlier and how Coach Trevor and also how Coach Tic Tac manages to use this against Coach Ducky from Falcons AP Bren. No surprise, they're willing to take this once again. So priority on the jungle. What's next? Is the ban of the Valentina for Sanji? Even the Harry, because right now it's a very strong contender against a marksman. Will they go for the marksman or will they go for the mid together?
Yeah, they can go for the Novaria here. Grab the Novaria and maybe I don't know. I'm not sure if you want to hit the Roamer or the XP laner first. But for Liquid Echo, they can definitely... what is that? Minotaur. There you go. See? Wait, what? CC's barely out.
Okay.
CC doesn't show up as often.
Oh, they're ready to give out, again, a gold laner, possibly.
Wow. They let go of the Novaria.
Or an XP lane. Yeah, they're ready. And it just shows that how Falcon AP is prepared to answer more of Coach Tic Tac. Surprisingly, Minotaur, you have the CC, so you have Lockdown, you also have Poke in the back lane. So this is a Benedetta. A Benedetta. No marksman yet for Team Liquid.
Surprisingly enough, I was half expecting them to lock in a marksman. Whoever marksman Team Liquid Philippines Echo decides to go in, you know whoever that is, Roger, Iksha, whatever, they're going to be super duper safe here with a Matilda, with a Faramis. And that's the reason why they're reserving it for the very last pick, probably.
Yep, Hero, Matilda, you mentioned Rockhart. This is a 100% win rate on to JP. And they have a chance to do this
Roger ban?
against Falcons AP Bren with a ban of Barretts. Both have good performances and stats with this utility jungler. Since they don't have the option yet, who will they go for this time around? Will they target Super Marco or will they go more for the mid laner?
Yeah, there's still 3 solid gold laners left.
Odette.
Odette?
They'll all let it through.
Love it.
Something tells me
Perfect.
Echo Liquid is going to let through the carry, and then that's why the Odette was... No, they're going to go for the carry, and then they let the Odette cut out.
Carry
oh,
back.
wow. Amazing read. Amazing read. That's what they wanted to put onto Benny.
Okay.
Now what?
Benny pick.
I'm
That's
thinking
Benny
about
pick.
Roger
That's
for
his-
Benny Cutie.
He played the most Rogers.
Yeah. And it could be an option. Again, you have 2 tanky heroes, and the one just steals on life from XP lane CC. So will this be a Roger, or will it be something different? Because you want that placing in team fights, because as we talk about more of the marksman, this is the XP lane. Flap TC having 100%. Guinevere for Liquid Echo.
Most likely Carl TZ pick, obviously. You know what? The Roger actually can do a lot of damage here. He can dive in, he can pounce in, and still be relatively safe because he can guiding wind back.
Yep, I think it's better definitely for Liquid Echo, because it would suck to have that blood thirst trigger, and then you have Netherrealm.
Netherrealm,
That would be a no-go. You would be diving into a lineup that can still clap back once they pop that extra HP.
One thing I'm thinking for this, since there's a Faramis, how about a Brody to break the Nether Realm? And that is an instant setup once they go out of the Spectre state for Falcons AP Bren.
Yeah, definitely Brody.
No, okay.
Moskov, the flavor of the playoffs so far.
Super Marco for the Moskov
There's
and
the Nova.
also the Navaria. How is this placed in for Falcons AP Bren?
Interesting. I think Coach TikTok definitely played that gambit in that last phase, saying, okay, you know what, we're going to ban the Odette. If you ban the carry, then we'll have something else to go. And they had the swerve. Something tells me, I like how Falcons AP Bren went here, and I think they won that gambit. They won that little chess trade, and now it's down to that gold laner. They're okay with the Roger here. I think they're fine with the Roger or the Nathan.
But this is a Nathan.
All right.
It's a Nathan for Benny Cutie. So securing most
Even better.
of the paces, yeah.
Put a Purify on that man.
Yeah.
You gotta put it in.
He's going to be super duper safe. And unlike the Roger, Nathan doesn't have to put himself in harm's way to do his job.
Not at
He can
all.
do it from way downtown, very, very far away. And again, with two very powerful mid lane duo, a very powerful mid lane duo, this Nathan should not die.
Early game.
Ideally.
If you want to have a perfect mid to late game entry, this is your chance to amp up that Nathan. And now we're about to witness that match happen in the first game of this upper bracket. Again, this is the clash once again of two world champions, but the audience prediction right now is in favor of Falcons AP Bren.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. You know what? The stats have been so supportive of Falcons AP Brand ever since the regular season. But you know what? Things change, man.
What
In
the
playoffs.
draft says here about how it's Liquid Echo who has the advantage is because of the sheer utility. We've seen this all throughout the playoffs. That's how the algorithm rates these lineups. If you're able to go in, go out, get CC in, well, not the hero, but crowd control, then you're definitely favored.
Let's see how this goes and whose team's going to be favored for this best of 5. It's Team Liquid and Falcons AP Bren. You hear the cheers, you hear the drums. Now tune in to MPL Philippines Season 13 Playoffs live stream. This is, again, day number 3. Ready and be ready for the surprises once again in TikTok, Facebook, or even YouTube for Goodie Bag Lottery. What are we seeing here for the emblem? Sun stands out, but one thing that I saw here is 3 purifies for Falcons AP Bren.
That's right. Again, the utility and the CC that Liquid PH are bringing into this game is a threat. And I am also a fan of how they're placing themselves on the map to allow for Benny Cutie to actually wait. Because yesterday, the story of yesterday's matchup was how Benny Cutie was so sustainable, so reliable. And I think Falcons AP Bren are not even going to try it. Look, they're not even really pressuring him. They know that it's a lost cause to try and get some early pressure on Benny.
Early on, look at Carl Teasy, very deep in the enemy territory. The confidence that you get with the Guinevere, you know you can spatial migration out, and you can just take their resources as much as you want.
Again, since we're looking at Vision, one thing you guys pointed out is both of these two teams right now are being cautious, being careful on who to strike. In the early game, both need to have a great start. Because one thing they're trying to capitalize on right now is probably on Vision.
Yeah, Vision is exactly the one reason that they last picked this Novaria. It does so well. Few actually played it so well in the Blacklist game as well. So now, the question is, can he keep it alive, and how much can Team Liquid PH's mid-duo pressure Few now that they have so much vision on the map? Now they're diving in. Turtle's quite low, and Carl T is going to fall with a Praises Wrath combo.
Look at that steal. That's JP's fault. I'm not so sure if that's a worthy trade. I'll say economically it says yes, but a first blood on Carl Teasy. We've definitely seen him come back from worse, but I'd like to think that Falcons AP Bren are better off here. I think this is a good stepping stone for them to slowly ramp up into a good mid-game.
Yeah, pointed out perfectly, Kyle TZ on this Fredrin. A great example of how they went with the stats on how this is a special for this player alone, able to taunt the possible problems with Kyle TZ got knocked up.
Look at how fast Team Liquid PH are playing this right now. Curtain Call held it together, forcing them back. But you know what? They want to go. You can see everyone happy to use these flickers. They are ready to fight. buying as much time as they can for BenQ to get online.
Well, speaking of how buy time works, how they rotate across the river right now, they're maintaining control and they're maintaining counter pressure. Looking at the gold, it's BenQ slowly leading a bit of again, a change for Supermarket, but it's a race, Leo.
Yeah, again, it's a little bit of a mini sprint, like a 5K run down there. And here's why. I'll tell you now, looking at the items, slowly but surely, Moskov, Super Marco, has a small lead, but wait, whoa.
There you go, that Purify going to be popped in, and you can expect that to just keep going later on. Especially Carl TC on the going to be very aggressive right now, though. Flight of JP into safety. Going to nullify the group up here of Falcon and AP Brand on the bottom side.
JP, let me finish my story. Okay, the story here is because of how that early first turtle, and even like the first 3 minutes of the game, was focused elsewhere. That's where the Nathan got a little bit of the farm, but then eventually they said, you know what, look, this is not the basic common emblem BenQ that we're looking at. He might actually need the time. So now, how lucky that it's spawning again in the lower quarter. So now, best expect that Super Marco will catch up. Super Marco will lead after this turtle take. And I think turtle take should be cleaner now for Falcon's AP Brain. They're not going to let JP steal it again.
For sure, especially with Few, with that beautiful Astral Echo, right? Spots out everyone. Make sure that there is going to be an available fight here, or at least information ready for the fight. It's going to be reset, though. That is actually pretty big for Team Liquid. Right now, though, diving in. It is the duo Flight of JP on the back, and Kyle PC will still secure that turtle knockup for everyone. And look at that follow-up from Oakland. A very powerful engage from Falcon's AP Brand. Gets a turtle and a kill.
Falcon's AP Brand with the second objective once again by Kyle TZ. And the knockup from Oakland, a perfect entry for a team fight. Now they're contesting this purple right away against Team Liquid Echo.
And there it is.
Got it.
They got it.
That is sheer crime. That is just Grand Theft Purple at what, 5 minutes? And again, the win for that turtle fight and the win off of the turtle take alone was won not because of, wait.
And another one! They're still fighting it out. Look at Kaltizi. Instead of going back, he goes forward, absorbs the damage, and says, you know what? I can take it.
Wow.
And topside, Sanford gets solo killed by Flap TZ.
Off-cam kill, getting the War Axe following up from that bonus. Now Falcon's AP Brand slowly building a lead of 2K. Now Kyle T's not letting go of Carl just by the second just yet. Did he get it?
I don't think so right now. They are trying to deny as much as they can for Carl TZ. They don't need to deny that buff if the jungler actually dies.
They misplaced the buff. It went on a Sanji off of a rogue Ghost Burster. And I just gotta say, two things going wrong for Team Liquid PH right now. Top lane 1v1 kill, that should not be happening. If there's anything that the Benedetta has over the CC, is how slippery she is. But it seems like, I mean, we didn't see it on camera, but I would assume that Flap forced Sanford to stay maybe 2 seconds too longer and did not expect that the War Axe would be built right then and there, hence why he died. Second, Team Liquid PH's Echo Liquid CC is not on demand. You need to get the stacks on the Carl, and you need to get the pulls and the Circling Eagle right on Sanjay and JP. That's why Falcon AP Bren are just able to walk in and say, you know what, we're taking this fight. Minoan Fury, taunt, Bob's your uncle.
And then Ogwen just does the work perfectly. How to get a perfect setup in the front line. Another objective taken away by Falcon's AP Brand. You're right, Leah, right now just completely dictating how the fight is going to go in the first 10 minutes of this game. Looks like Carl T spots one, but JP gonna get trapped in Flap. This is just the pokes of the CC. Pulling that's a spear. Follow up as well.
Liquid Echo trying as much as they can to get a good engagement, but Falcon AP Brand just not giving it at all. They're dodging these engages.
Look at this control. Having no turrets taken out by Team Liquid Echo as of yet they're maintaining the waves as well.
Again, you're looking at a 4-0 lead, 7.5 minutes in, approaching 5K. What's going on is both teams understand that Falcon AP Bren should be the beatdown. But all of my homies out there who knows the question, the answer to the question, who's the beatdown, knows that it's not always so simple. It's not always so simple.
True that.
Falcon AP Bren is approaching this very, very surgically, and that's not the way Liquid Liquid PH want to fight.
All right,
If anything, their lineup is made to run people over in the mid game. AP Bren's not allowing that.
To be fair, yes, they are trying to go with their win condition, but AP Brent constantly denying them.
And that's what makes it so smart.
That's right.
Having the first 2 kills against Carl TZ now slows everybody down the damage need to go with each of ice that they can get in team fights. Again, they're up against Ogwin at the Minotaur. There's so much follow-up. There's so much poke in team fights that they need to consider. They need sustain. They didn't even have damage. And another purple being open for Kyle TZ. Might get taken. That's the Appraiser's Wrath. And another purple stolen by Falcon's AP Bren.
Oh, goodness me.
Across the board, Falcons AP Bren are about 1,500 gold, roll per roll ahead. And that's just talking about gold. What about XP? Look at this, Kyle, 2,000. Oh, sorry, rather 2 levels up on Carl.
2 against the gold Carl TZ.
That's a full HP notch on the Lord, if I'm not mistaken. It's a huge difference on the Retry.
It really is.
Look at the damage from Super Marco, knocking back JP.
Now the full zone, Flap TZ up on front. Super Marco, he's actually a lot front than I like, but he seems to be quite happy with it, with Ogwin close by as well. Kyle TZ's trying to get as much damage as he can, but he goes down before the Bout Requiem is activated.
Super Marco!
Now it's Super Marco going ham, still not giving away any deaths so far in this game.
That's a triple! That's a triple for Super Marco! After getting an objective, Leo!
That's just Bulletproof Marco doing things. I mean, you're down 6K, your jungler bites the dust. I understand where Echo is coming from. I understand where Liquid Echo is coming from. They couldn't just call back as quickly because JP was one of the early casualties as well. So you can't guiding wins out. It's honestly difficult to be their team.
And it's not JP's fault. In that situation.
In this one time, oh Lord, you're right. It's not JP's fault. It's actually Falcon AP Bren's fault. It's because if you're a Moskov and you're able to forward dash into a full-on team fight, that's not just a firepower situation, that's even a positioning situation that you have to consider.
Yeah, speaking of positioning for you, letting that Astral Echo spot 4 right away as Team Liquid Echo wanted to contest that Lord.
Side.
4-man Astral Echoes?
Oh, another
that's
one.
Nothing, right?
Oh,
That's nothing.
That's nothing, but look at that poke. They're tying in, but hurt the call.
Look at that, Ogwin again. Already used up the Minoan's Fury, but this tower's going to be the one who's going to go down. Super Marco, a tower-killing machine so far.
Untouchable once again. Super Marco 5-0-1. Go TZ
right now.
Still safe.
He's safe. That was actually a mirror. Don't worry. Right now, where is TLPH going to get their goal, though?
Okay, let me tell you.
It's 10K.
Let me tell you. Again, for those of you who don't know, it's a big joke in the community that Astral Echoes don't matter because the skill doesn't deal damage. But folks, when you catch a team with a 5-man Astral Echo, it ruins their potential for a team fight.
Yep, and team fights are exactly what they're trying to go for here, which is why Team Liquid PH has been being pushed on over and over again.
See, there's no way for you to catch your opponent off guard where they know exactly where you're coming from. That, plus the fact that your hitboxes are magnified, are amplified, means a random taunt, a random ult from Flap TZ, a random Minoan Fury might catch you when it otherwise wouldn't without the Astral Echo. So yes, an Astral Echo on multiple members is a big deal.
That's like one of the worst feelings, right? You feel like you dodged the Minoan Fury, but you got hit because you had that ring around you.
You got clipped.
You got that big hitbox. And look at the items on how Super Marco managed to snowball on this Moskov. He just quickly melts everything faster.
Still not dying, by the way, guys. Still not dying.
Okay, now we need to look after Team Liquid Echo's comeback here. Yes, again, it may look simple in the eyes of the people who's watching this right now. Again, this was approached surgically as Analyst Leia pointed how Falcon's AP brand manages to have that early checkbox on who to target early game in Team Liquid's Echo composition. Now with this kind of lead, JP, Sanji needs to have a great entry on who is to force and who is to catch in the back line.
All right, not to toot my own horn, but yes, early on, Falcon's AP Brain made a decision to not pressure Benny Cutie as much. And then eventually, in the mid-game, going into that pre-Lord ramp-up, they said, you know what? since Turtle spawned here, let's push it in so that Benny cannot farm as well, and we have all of the gold on Super Marco. Then from there, they just started to block KalTZ out from everything. KalTZ not getting anything. He's farming worse than a roamer could. Look at this. KalTZ currently at what? 5-1? Dude, he has less farm than Ogwin.
That's true.
That is just sad to see. Again,
He's a softie.
yeah, and it's so hard to look at how this competition would actually go in the stage of the game. And hey, Falcons AP is not stopping.
Clean as usual. There goes the Echo, and there goes the Minoan Fury. Don't forget, they're still going to be alive, at least for the meantime. Benny Cutie finally getting a kill. Super Marco's on side. He's trying to get as much charge as he can. KalTZ is going to fall here. And now it is going to be the non-stop aggression here coming in from Super Marco. The spears flying everywhere. And of course, that's Sanford going down to the Appraiser's Wrap. Oh my goodness. Falcons AP Brand not slowing down at all, even though they did lose out on 2. Still fighting off
Super Marco!
Cast a kill onto Benny Cutie, and that
Damage!
is going to be the game. Still not dying. Falcons AP Brand take game 1.
Wow. That momentum is just too much to handle by Team Liquid Echo. And Falcons AP Brand seizes the minute to end it right away.
A lesser team with less experience, with less synergy, would have gotten punished hard. That engagement, that end game sequence started with a 2-man pickoff. And honestly, a team who is that far ahead could still get punished underneath.
Victory natin ay kung paano nga ba paiikutin ng mga coaches natin ang naging drafting phase natin. Ang AP Brand ay nag-start by choosing the blue side and prioritizing the Fridrin, which we all know na in this meta is very powerful in terms of securing the neutral objectives. They were able to get 2 out of the 3 neutral objectives, and they were able to maximize and capitalize on the lead na meron sila. And again, kagaya ng binabanggit ng ating mga casters natin ay si Super Marco ay GST. Galit sa Torre at galit sa Taot, and pinabalas ito nitong si Super Marco as he used this Moscow. On top of that, nakita din natin kung paano minaximize ng side ng Falcons AP Brand yung kanilang capability to secure the neutral objectives while translating that later on into team fights that they will win. Nung second turtle, nakita natin na turtle steal rather lang din naman nitong si jungler ng side ng AP Brand yung jungle, and nagkaroon sila ng transition into almost wiping out the rest of Liquid Echo. All throughout the match, nakita natin kung paano kinapitalize and minmaximize ng side ng AP Brand yung almost 6k gold lead na meron sila as the first Lord went on. And sa lahat ng hindi nakakaalam, no, sa first turtle specifically, kailangan and sobrang essential na magkaroon ng capability yung team mo na in a way, makapag-rotate agad yung XP lane, and that's really what the side of Falcons AP Brand did. And all throughout the match, nakikita din natin kung paano nagkakaroon ng layering of skills yung side ng AP Brand, which is led by Ogwen in this Minotaur. Yung Minoan Fury ay madaling napafollow up na ng mga kuponan ng mga bees, and nakikita natin na yung damage output nila all throughout ay na-maximize nila, which is why it has been a total domination for the side of Falcons AP Brand as they take game number 1 so easily. It's as if talagang pinatunayan nila kung paano nila paninindigan yung pag-execute ng perfect macro mechanics. As we look into the emblems, almost all of the neutral objectives and even the turret objectives went in favor of the side of AP Brand. 9-2-2 in terms of the turrets, the Lord, as well as the Turtle. And even though nakita naman natin nagkaroon ng way yung side ng Liquid Echo na mag-fight back towards the end, the pressure was just too much for them to acknowledge. Maganda yung naging draft for both of our teams. I would say hindi naman naging total domination yung draft. Naging maganda yung pagkakapalitan in terms of the drafting phase. It's just that in terms of being able to maximize the capability of the heroes, talagang AP Brand ang nakalamang. And pinanggit din ng ating mga casters kung paano naging tinik sa side ng Liquid Echo, yung triple purify na meron dito yung side ng Falcons AP Bren. Nakita natin na although nagiging maganda yung pagtalon coming from Carl TZ in this Guinevere, hindi niya na ma-maximize totally yung Violet Requiem because easily napupurify ng mga damage dealers. Which is why the rich guy, the carry, ay si Super Marco. And he is also our player of the game. Nakita natin kanina kung paano siya may dugong alamat and pinapatunayan dito ni Super Marco just how he can carry the rest of his team as long as he is given space by the side of Falcons AP Bren. In game number 1, pinatunayan sa atin ng Falcons kung paano nila ita-translate yung draft na ginawa for them ng isang legend, Ducky, and kung paano nila i-ensure na Super Marco will, 1, have enough space, and 2, will have the pristine positioning in terms of the team fight. Kahit nakikita natin na nagsisplit itong si Super Marco towards the weak lanes, meron pa ding chances na sumasama siya in terms of the team fight. Kaya naman, in terms of the damage output and the damage taken, talagang napakababa both for Super Marco and Few because again, they have 3 frontliners in their lineup, which is Kyle TZ, Flap TZ, and Ogwen. As we look at our gold per minute, 1,006 for Super Marco, and for a 13-minute match, sobrang laki nun. Ibig sabihin lang nun, alam niya when to peak, and at the same time, alam niya kung paano niya gagamitin yung lead na meron ang side ng Falcons AP Bren to their advantage. In the end, Falcons AP Bren takes game number 1 all because of the strong control that they had in the early stages of the match, and later on, they transitioned that towards the
And that might have been a difficult choice. So now, as Blue, they might have a better straight line towards a lineup that serves them better in the early to mid.
You know what? I actually agree because it really did like Coach Tika already expected the first pick Frederick, right? Insta-locking the first 2 picks for his side.
Yep.
But then after that, it just went sideways. And maybe, yeah, part of it is overthinking. And part of it might have been, you know what, Carl TC, there were a few close plays, maybe some close kills. He could have gone with the Guinevere, but didn't really come through.
Find a way.
And we're heading to the draft. Now the priority...
Wait.
Oh, wait,
Huh?
Minotaur.
How?
Whoa!
So this is very odd, ladies and gentlemen. The Matilda is out there in the open, and they don't blitz draft for it. Again, because that's a Minotaur prio on JP. And the answer by Echo, Liquid Echo picking up the Baksha and the Novaria, so they have great map control. Is this where the Matilda gets picked? I think yes, but Barat Matilda.
Always a great combo. Always a good combo to have.
Especially early game. Banning out the Fredrin, you were kind of expecting the coach Tikta would prioritize on Carl TZ, but right now it's just purely how they want to rotate around this Novaria. Having the early game rotation, having momentum and for Vision, now we're looking at this one. X-Borg! So they got 2. No counter for Barretts. So this would go either way. Since still a flex for a Barretts in the first pick, X-Borg could still go other way, being in the jungler.
Yeah, this is going to ruin the Minotaur and the Baksha. So are they just willing to let go of the Matilda? Do they not care?
Huh.
I think they're fine because the Edith is still out there. So I think that they're forcing Coach Tekta, they're forcing Liquid Echo to say, you know what, ban out the Matilda, ban out the Edith, and then whatever's left, Falcons AP Bren's ready for it.
You have the bans, right? Did they ignore the Edith earlier? I completely forgot.
Earlier,
Yeah, I feel
they
like
did.
They did, right?
Wow, Edith is nowhere to be found earlier.
Huh.
And not even banned. So, wow, they're just purely sensing the possible waves on how this draft is going. So, looking at how this banning is going up, focus on the EXP, Paquito, and Benedetta, and now you get the ban on the Matilda. So they're not really willing to risk it.
No rush to pick up the Edith, no rush to pick up the... Well, is that the only thing that's left?
They banned out the Matilda, right?
There you go, yeah. So, the Edith is still out there, but if Falcons AP don't pick it up here, they might put it on Sanford over the other side. They don't still have it. Those are the 2 side laners still
I've been
lacking.
waiting for too long.
But this is the carry
All right.
for Super Marco, considering that this is 2 big, beefy first 2 picks and a great choices for Coach Tic Tac. They want something to shred it with. And now we're hearing the voiceover of Lapu Lapu since they have targeted Flap Tees on the last 3 heroes from Coach Tac's ban list. So now they're going to be focused on the last possible choice for the gold leader up against the carry. Who are you going to get? If you are Betty Cutie.
Nathan Rogers still out there.
Rogers sounds great. Then again, that is a double-edged sword so far here in the playoffs. Played it so well. Wow, Sanford really dug deep for this Lapu-Lapu. Is it a great matchup for the export?
Not the X-Borg, but I think by there's a
Oh,
Roger.
There's the Roger.
It's
He
pretty good
returns.
for the carry and the Vex.
The Vex, just to
Yeah.
catch them.
And I don't think you don't mind being the one hit with the Detona's Welcome. So it's good. I like it. I like it on 40.
So since this is mostly like protect the back line
Yeah.
for Falcons AP Brand, yes, Rockart,
It's like
because
their alternative for the Yuzhong, right?
yeah,
That's
exactly.
a great
Because
way.
there's a Vexana, there's a carry, so
gotta
you can
catch
force
those.
something out from the bravest fighter, and then you get a first follow-up rather from this Novaria. They have been doing so good and utilizing both of the teams utilize this hero so much in vision and hitboxes. So with the Lapu-Lapu being wild in the back line of AP Falcons AP Brand, maybe they want to slow things down a bit because in game number one they have struggled to breathe on how to make things work. Now the Edith, you were mentioned about the Edith, Leo. Now Falcons AP Brand gets it for the last time.
And again, not to seem like Falcons AP Brand can do no wrong, but I like how they attacked red side here. They played around with the order. They, of course, still let through the Matilda, did not pick it up, ended up getting banned, as it should. But they did not lose sight of what they were going to pick up anyways. The Edith was in the books. It's just they took their time with it. So with that said, I'm feeling better for Liquid Echo's roster. I think Liquid Echo have a better go this time around. But that's not to say that Falcons AP Bren also made the most of what was left out for them. I think they picked these first 3 picks very, very specifically is because they know that that's how they're going to stop and quell Liquid Echo's straight up snowballing potential.
Huh. Both teams' lineup ratings are quite low, so maybe the what do you call that? The algorithm for this matchmaking doesn't really
Welcome to
jive
Mobile
well with these
Legends.
heroes. But you know what? We've seen teams do that previously. Low rating,
A lot of
high
it,
chance of winning.
a lot of it relies on mechanics,
Yeah,
execution.
of
you
the
don't-
heroes itself.
You don't see that in the numbers.
Yup, we'll now check on how this composition will work, either for Team Liquid Echo or Falcons AP Bren. It's game number 2. Let's see how Team Liquid could bounce back this time around. Focus and pressure onto Few. Half HP.
Oh,
Aided by Gwen right away. That's the early poke that they can do against this Vexana. Again, once it hits level 4, you have the Eternal Guard with you and how they can actually rotate effectively with this Edith and this Barretts.
Wow. Interesting that against Falcons AP Bren, Liquid Echo puts Benny Cutie in a more aggressive spot. He's not rocking his usual sustainability roster. He's actually going for a snowball. He's rocking Weakness Finder into an Assassin emblem, Assassin custom emblem, and
Yep.
then actually it's Benny Cute, it's Super Marco with the custom emblem carry. So
Okay.
they're holding out, they're forcing a mid lane, no!
oh it's gonna
JP.
be JP going down for first blood.
A mid game.
In what?
A mid-game engagement. And
Right.
the fact that it's Falcons AP been going much faster does not spell good for Team Liquid.
This is just the mindset of Falcons AP Bren to actually be utilized against Team Liquid Echo. Having the missile expert and having that knockup from the Orange Earth Shatter capitalizes more on how JP could stand vision for Team Liquid Echo. What they want to do right now is give vision for this team early on, heading to the first objective of this game. Turtle is up in 4 seconds. Now, Falcons AP Bren maintaining control of the river and heading towards this turtle. Now, Carl TZ both on level 4. They're willing to contest. But Eternal Guard being used right away early on.
Quite early Eternal Guard here, forcing Carl TC back. This could do some damage, but not that much. The JP is in a good angle to maybe make a zone happen, but they're not forcing it. They're really respecting, trying to get as much info, and there goes Sanford, gobbled up by the Daytona, and now he's gonna go down. But Carl TZ will still be the one to get the turtle. Good fight coming in from Falcon though. A lot of low HPs on the side of the Falcons, but Team Liquid PH can maybe snipe 1 or 2. There he gets it from downtown! Sanji with 1.
Masterful killer instinct by Sanji for the first 5 or 6 seconds post that team fight, which clearly Falcons AP Bren won. They were protecting the low health members that they had. And then eventually Sanji said, you know what? It's over.
Super
I can
Marco.
hit this. Gets it. 1v1.
Oh,
Yeah, the cutie there being
Pressure,
a little bit
pressure.
cheeky. Pressure coming
Oh!
from Carl Teasy.
out!
And the force of the flicker out of Super Marco. That is huge. That's one safety factor, one safety mechanism removed from the goal later
whoa.
Fcap.
Earth Shatter.
Fight's coming
Super
in.
Marco. He's
Charged
low.
by Calteezy. He's low. He's running. No minions to save him. And the missile expert gets him.
Saved by the bell. Falcons AP Brent Super Marco knew what's coming, flickered out for safety, and that's how the team Falcons AP Brent managed to reinforce right away the gold lane, or just reverse the pressure Team Liquid wanted to do.
And because of that, Super Marco now sitting at about 100 to 200 gold ahead of Benny Cutie. And nobody died, honestly. I mean, it was Carl Teasy who died, but neither Benny nor Marco went down. So that means still Super Marco is ahead. Super Marco right now is where he wants to be, and he's denying Benny Cutie the snowball. Check this out, the freeze in the lane. Super Marco down about half the XP to get to level 6. And this is fine. This is fine and dandy. I think, to be fair, Liquid Echo can still find an aggressive spot. And if I'm going to read the map, I think after the turtle fight, they're going to try to get one over Marco again.
Well, speaking of turtle fights, how few manages to land that Eternal Guard first before everything else starts. That's a great way to get vision and also zone out right away. But prioritizing the Necklace of the Runs first, maybe right now he's just completely aiming on to decrease the healing of Team Liquid Echo. And the second turtle is up for taking.
There you go. They started up strong. Sanji again securing that turtle. Knockup is activated by Carl Teasy. They're trying to get as much kills as they can, but Falcon AP Brand once more just trying to gauge out their opponent while whittling down Sanford once more.
A perfect landing of the Eternal Guard and the Cursed Touch. Few managing to hold the line and giving the kill right onto Flap. This is automatically a 3-0 for this X-Borg.
Yep, the late entry from Flap Teasy made all the difference. He did not come in late, he did not come in too early, he came in on time, and that cracks wide open the top lane. Sanji gonna try to do some damage control. I'd reckon maybe 1 or 2 more waves, and that's the top quarter wide open for Falcons AP Brand. That'll allow for a smooth lane switch.
Yeah, they're looking for a great way to paint the macro control once again. Stepping up how they wanted to gain advantage early on. This is just purely countering the pressure, even countering vision that JP can do against them. Sanji always managed to hit those Astral Recalls and Astral Echoes, probably just to suffice what JP's vision was missing against Falcons AP Brand. So right now, probably, you want to respect the power spike that the team has right now.
Yeah, folks, something to note here, 6 minutes in, the first big item pickup from both junglers is looking like a Brute Force breastplate. From the regular season into the playoffs, that item has seen a astronomical leap in buy frequency, especially for the best gold laners in the league, or rather junglers in the league. So if you have a good chunk of gold and you're a utility jungler, pick up the Brute Force breastplate.
Yeah, you should revamp your item builds.
Gives you everything. Gives you toughness, gives you a little extra damage, gives you move speed, cooldown reduction. What does the Brute Force breastplate not do?
Yeah, look, if you're thinking about how damage would actually be deflected against Team Liquid Echo,
It even gives you resilience. I almost forgot.
15%.
At max stacks.
a complete recipe for laning for Super Marco.
Look at that. Oh, that's huge, actually. Flicker removed from view. Pretty big here. That might be a signal for Team Liquid VH to do something. They're jumping in. Once more, up in the air is everyone while Carl TC takes care of that turtle, but the fight's happening here. Last Sandy activate already. Super Marco in the middle of everything. Carl TC is quite low, but it's Sanford who's actually going to fall again.
The casualty
wow.
of Team Liquid Echo. Sanford got trapped right on point from Falcons AP Bren.
That is unfortunate. Sanford sitting at a duck face KDA. And right now, this is the best bet to kill Marco!
Oh my goodness! Bendy Cutie so close to giving Super Mario his full death, but now it's going to be Ogwin who is up on front. He still has Primal Wrath if he wants to use it. And the Earth Shatter, the knockup just not
Super
hitting
Marco.
their mark. Super Marco! Almost going down, but the backup's here. Fuse dancing it around. Bendy Cutie! That tower is not where you want to play.
Just won't die!
He
Just
lives!
won't die. He's the man who can't be killed.
The body block by Ogwin and the clapback from the responding members of Falcons, AP Bren. I get it. I mean, if you're a Liquid Echo fan, if you're an Orca, you understand that this is what your team is best at collapsing, at aggressive rotations, in game go by the way, and just getting their kills, acquiring targets. Falcons AP Bren not allowing for them to play.
Interesting, interesting.
It's just so hard to even use and breathe this line of Team Liquid Echo right now. They're really trying their best to even get a mirror objective
You know what?
across the map rock hard.
I actually understood why Ben Cutie tried to go for it. It's because obviously there is going to be a chance for you to go invulnerable, and then you can kind of just dive out of the turret.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's rocking killing spree, right?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
again, a shutdown on the Marco is key. Just couldn't make it happen.
Oh, he got spotted.
There goes the fight. Knock up again. Flaptease is a little late to the board, but this time Sanford's the one who gets a kill. Now they're diving it out. Sanford's on the side. Flaptease has to flicker out. Sanji looking for targets here. Once again, misses this time.
For the first time in this series, 9 minutes into game 2, Liquid get what they want, collapsing onto bottom lane, forcing Falcons AP Bren to concede this Lord. I'll say, Liquid got a great trade there.
With the force and also pressure onto the gold lane, Betty Cutie secures the objective. Team Liquid Echo slowly getting back on their feet, heading towards mid-game.
Okay, fair to say, it was an expensive trade, right? I mean,
True that.
Liquid still had some losses on their side, but eventually the conversion into the map and the conversion into that big objective allowed for them to now be in the lead, 1,000 gold ahead.
Yes,
And
this can also take the standing towers.
yeah, even Benny's ahead now by about 200, 300 gold, so that's how quickly the rubber band snaps for Echo, Liquid Echo here, and now suddenly they're putting Falcons AP Bren out of their comfort zone. How does Falcons AP Bren clap back?
And Carl TZ now slowly getting vision and zone out for Benicute to take this orange away from Falcons AP Bren. Looking forward to gain a push, and there's a Lord pushing down bottom. Now finally getting back on the macro game. Team Liquid Echo now finding a pattern to force out resources and defense out of Falcons AP Bren.
Is what we're talking about here. The pressure coming in from all sides because of the Lord take will translate to a lot of goals.
Super Marco.
This time around, Carl TZ fighting it out.
Oh!
Flicker by Super Marco.
He's
What
still-
the heck are we seeing here? Still alive, but look at this. The damage is now reduced here from the Falcons.
That was off of a light speed Baksha Unite rotation that caught Supermark off guard, and Carl TZ honestly could have had his way if it wasn't for those pesky members of Falcons AP Bren, of course, that big turret.
Okay, DHS on the Super Marco still manages to escape and cheat death at the best way possible thanks to the reinforcement of his team. The positioning, how Super Marco prioritized to shut down the XP lane in possible team fights. He knows what could possibly happen if his position is currently exposed.
Falcons AP Bren are denied the activation of Flap TZ. They're also denied the activation of Few with the perfect Eternal Guard. And something tells me, oh, beautiful. Something tells me Liquid Echo have figured out the positioning of Falcons AP Bren. They're not allowing Falcons AP Bren actually come in where they're comfortable. There's always something else. There's always like a rotation from Carl TZ or a massive, massive Astral Echo from Sanji that says, you know what, let's just reset, let's just retreat. And Falcons AP Bren are not comfortable doing that.
And they have all the answers to go the macro game that Falcons AP Bren done in game number 1. You have the Astral Echo, you have a way to poke, and we have a way to check where Ogwin or where Flap TZ is coming from. Again, this is a 3-0 on the export. You have damage, yes, but one thing Team Liquid Echo is going up against is the vision game that they can do against Falcons AP Bren. They wanted to deplete mostly of their resources and force out Super Marco, but this team really knows how to defend the front line. And once they know where to pressure out Falcons AP Bren, Team Liquid Echo just completely wants to outplay everything, even out-sustain the damage. This is still a carry, though, that they need to look after.
In both of these games, it seems that Navari are just doing so much work. I'm sure they can get these objectives once more.
Yep.
It's the dance on the Lord.
I'll be honest with you. Sanji rarely needs to hit anything but a last hit shatter, meteor shatter, right?
Yeah.
Besides that, he's just really there for the vision. these little AoEs, these little slows, sure, it helps. But he's mainly there to just stop Falcon AP Brent from getting in a position, and that's a job well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're waiting.
Doesn't
They're
need to
waiting,
get kills
JP.
happen here.
Oh.
But there you go. Everyone spotted out once more by the Astral Echo, and now everybody getting hit by the Minoan Fury. And now the dive in. The collapse coming in from Team Liquid, super duper powerful. And they're diving in on Few. They remove the mage, and they remove a
Cutie.
majority of
Oh!
the deaths here. And finally, the first death given over. Sanji inside the base. He's jacking it. Not able to get a kill on the flap, but that's 4 members of Falcon's AP brand down for the count.
And all it took was 40, right? All it took was 40, and everything went well for Liquid Echo. They got the amazing setup with the Astral Echo. They got the collapse, and you know, the icing on the cake, the Lord knocked everyone up alongside the Minoan Fury.
Exactly.
And that's a happy setup for JP. Still was the first person to soak up all the damages from Falcon's AP brand, but with the help of the motivational roar and all the items that he has, he was a complete soak up sponge to set everything up for Team Liquid Echo.
Real quick question, Leo. Does Astral Echo affect Lord Knockup as well?
Yep.
It does, right?
Yep, any opposing effects that use your hitbox will be part of that. So yeah, even if they were originally clear of the Lord knockup, you'll still get knocked out because of the Astral Echo
Oh
AoE.
my goodness.
So it's amazing. It does not affect no healing, folks. You might say, oh, so my hitbox is bigger, so I get better heals like from afar if there's like a motivation or no. Only opposing effects.
It's just wonders. Team Liquid Echo using the advantage and timing in that objective taking. Now another turret taken down by Team Liquid Echo. Lord pushing in down bottom. Now the question is, can Falcon's AP brand defend with the tools that they have? This is still a carry with the orange. Still wants to capitalize on damage. That's a Lord knocking up. Half HP on the turret. Now they're looking for it to defend this.
Coming into play here, Lord goes down, but the pressure is on. For the first time, we're seeing Falcon's AP brand really breaking the sweat here.
Oh, turret down. Defense is slowly being taken away by Team Liquid.
All right, the Falcons, the Bees, they've been put up against the corner, and for the first time in a while, we have to see them claw their way out of a losing situation. And oh, wow, an off angle, full 5-man Echo.
Oh, there it is. We'll see if that's going to take an effect here. One thing's for sure, Carl TC definitely getting knocked up here. But look at JP, he's going down. He has to back off.
Super Marco.
Marco's on the back here. JP going to get taken care of. Still cannot go too aggressive against the Falcon AP brand. We're seeing he's still very fed.
Mind you, that was a forward flicker on Super Marco. So we're at the point where Falcons AP brand are just happy to get whatever they can out of these engagements. And for the first time in, I'd say maybe a minute or two, they're actually out of their base. So this is great for Liquid PH, and this is, again, okay for the Hive. This is the best that they can get away with, the best that they're working with. And so far, 16 minutes in, 6,000 gold ahead. Liquid Echo are looking at 1,000 between Marco and Benny. So that means Marco is still a threat to be reckoned with, even if he has suffered the death already.
I agree. This carry right now, having the Malefic Roar and the Wind of Nature, he is ready to commit everything. Look at the skill hit rate of the Star Shatter. Man, this is 38% win rate, but hit rate rather.
Yep.
But how, again, Sanji maximizes how to poke everyone out from Falcon's AP just as that. Manages to spot everyone easily.
All right, to put it into perspective, to put it into context, folks, 38% might not look good, might not look like a big number, but consider this, more than one out of three Star Shatters actually hit.
And Leo, it also it doesn't count the ones he uses to clear the minions.
Yep, so it's always doing something.
It's always doing something.
Sanji is always doing something for what his team has done right now. He is instrumental to every little thing that Liquid Echo is doing to win game number 2, to even the odds and give Falcons AP brand their first loss, their first game loss in all of the playoffs.
Wow, Falcon's AP brand told Few to go back and defend. It's just 4 from the Hive and the Falcons. But they got spotted though.
4v5. Knock up with the Lord here.
That's Insanity.
Lap with the Last Insanity here, getting a
Who
special
gets it?
heavy scan to Benny Cooley, but the knock up, the fight is actually happening around Super Marco. Flicker out by Ogwa, he's fighting, he has a grapple grab, but Lord goes down. Oh my goodness, Caltese gets it. And now Immortality's getting popped here non-stop for Team Liquid PH. And the chase is on.
Benny! Old school Benny! Look at
Oh! Oh my goodness! Camera.
Oh!
Keep your eyes on the map here.
He goes-
And he shield! And he goes down! Oh my goodness, that could have been so bad.
Oh, Lord.
The hit from the Crystal does the work for defense for Falcons AP Bren.
All right. There were at least 2 or 3 layers
Too
of
close.
things going sideways for Liquid Echo to have missed out on 2 ways to win.
Oh my goodness.
Number 1, team fight at the Lord did not go their way. Kyle Teasy beat Carl to the punch and retrieved the Lord at the right time. That's why there is a... I'm sorry, is that an evolved Lord?
It does seem to be.
Yep,
How
it is.
easy got it.
It
All right,
is.
So there's an evolved Lord that was secured. Number 2, that back door was not set up well. There was a small wave, and they were not aware of where all the members of Falcons AP Bren were. Even if Ben Cutie were to survive, there were 2 members of Falcons coming in the recall anyways.
And that split could have been reinforced. Again, we saw how few went back to base to push that wave up top. Somehow in his heart, he knew what's coming. He knew the capability of Benecute, and they respected the possible split that Team Liquid Echo is known for.
Which is difficult because, again, when you're going on the offense, you don't know unless you have players tracking everyone else from the opposing team. As a defender, you have the waves to check. You have those little heads in your minimap to know where the backdoor is coming from. So that would have been too little too late. It actually could have been devastating for Falcons AP Bren. We could have ended the game and not have this conversation at all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And looking how they wanted to calculate the possible, probably they were kind of like, we need to have a contingency. Just in case, go ahead and clear. But right now, we have a reset minute for these 2 teams to actually do. They have melted the Lord, Team Liquid Echo melted the Lord, and look at the damage difference right now. Despite how tanky they can get, they need to still respect the damage.
All right, I'll tell you this. In that Lord fight, if it was not a scattered fight, if all the members of Liquid and all the members of Falcons were in the same spot, much about like this.
Oh, Flicker!
Oh, Flicker! Shatter coming in, but the counter! Astral Recall. Astral Echo is so good. But now the fight is going to be whether or not Benecute can get in a good position. Gets 2 already. And Stanford following up. They're cleaning up a lot of members here for Falcon AP Bren. Flap TZ trying to make his way out. So is it's gonna
over.
be no Viraga Arbor. And that's the last minute effort here. That's the wipe. And that's the game.
The setup by JP! You hear the crowd! Team Liquid Echo, full force portals right onto the Crystal, and now that's how they bounce back to push it to a game number 3.
Even gods can bleed. Falcons AP Bren suffer their first game loss in the playoffs. And let me just finish the sentence I was trying to make until JP, you let me finish my sentence, all right? Until JP flickered in and hit them in no one fury on everyone. If it's a team fight that involves everyone in the small corners of the map like that, Liquid Echo will win 9 out of 10 times. And that's what happened. That's the only reason why in that Lord prior to this endgame sequence,
Than Sanji with his stellar performance in his Noveria. It's as if in this specific series, Noveria wins games mostly because of the fact na ang lawak ng mapang control na nabibigay ng isang Noveria. Kung titignan natin yung item build na meron dito si Sanji, nag-start siya with Enchanted Talisman and then later on, diniretso niya yon into building the Lightning Truncheon. Hindi siya nag-build ng Necklace of Durance mostly because of the fact na wala namang hero na need ng anti-heal for the side of Falcons AP Bren. And kanina, binanggit natin noong game number 1 sa kung papaanong Echo has been the strongest team for multiple seasons already in terms of securing the turtle. And pinatunayan ng side ng Falcons AP Bren kung papaano nga ba nila ipinapakita yon as they head on into this series always, sa lahat ng naging turtle fights ng side ng Liquid Echo, nandoon, present lagi si Sanford. And while siya yung nagiging casualty for the side of Liquid Echo, hindi naman yon iniinda masyado ng Echo. And they were relentless in terms of being aggressive as they could towards their enemies. And really, this is the identity of the Echo Proud and Echo Express that we know. Kailangan nilang ipakita sa kung paanong paulit-ulit silang sumusugod toward the backline, paulit-ulit nilang binabawasan yung nilang mga kalaban and ine-ensure na sila yung may upper hand towards the fight. Yes, naging maganda yung response dito ng sides ng Falcons AP Brand as they were able to get the third Lord of the match and almost wiping out the entirety of Liquid Echo. However, hindi yun masyadong pinansin ng side ng Liquid Echo and even Benny Cutie, pinakita niya sa kung paano siya ka-courageous even. And ito, yung isa sa mga naging winning set coming from Daddy at JP. Mukhang hindi na ito kasalanan ni JP kasi ang ganda ng naging performance niya na every single time na naglalatag ng Astral Echo si Sanji ay pina-follow upan niya agad ng kanyang Minoan Fury which ensured that Liquid Echo takes this game and equalizes the series. Ang gandang performance coming from the Proud Orcas. But of course, kung ano nga ba yung isa sa mga naging results as to why they were able to take this game number 2 is because, again, as we've mentioned, ang ganda ng kanilang turtle control. Aside from that, ang ganda din ng kanilang Lord control. And yung lead na meron sila early on into the match towards the mid-game even kasi yung Falcons AP Bren yung may hawak ng lead kasi nakakakuha sila ng trades against their opponents, ayun yung pinanghawakan nila. Yung mga crucial star shatter na tumatama kay Sanji towards their enemies and even the crucial Astral Echo were all worth it for the side of Liquid Echo. Ang ganda na naging performance nila kasi alam nila kung kailan nagiging malakas yung lineup na meron sila and at the same time, alam nila kung kailan nila kailangang mag-back and kung kailan nila kailangang makipag-micruhan against their opponent. Again, Sanji 3-0-11. Stellar performance coming from this kid. Pinatunayan lang niya na once he holds the Noveria, hindi niya masyadong papansinin yung kanilang mga kalaban. And of course, aside from Flap TZ holding the X-Board, wala din namang definite person na makakapang-abot doon sa Noveria na tumatagos-tagos ng pader. Kaya naman siya ang ating naging carry of the match with 123.8k damage dealt against their opponents. Yung pagkakapoke niya using his Star Shatter and even the Astral Meteor, yun yung nagiging damage output ng side ng Liquid Echo. And in the end, Carl TZ was the sandbag and he was also the best wingman kasi lagi siyang nasa harap, tinatangki ang damage for the rest of his team. Kaya naman kung titignan natin also towards the damage dealt Sanji, 123.8. But also, we want to commend Benny Cutie with the threat that he holds using this Roger. Again, naka-purify na naman si Benny Cutie using this Roger. So, in a way, hindi nagiging threat sa kanya yung crowd control na meron dito yung side ng Falcons AP Bren. And kung babalikan naman natin yung naging performance ng Falcons AP Bren, I just also want to commend Ogwen and even Kyle TZ because every single time na tumatalon si Sanford towards the backline, laging naka-ready yung onward plus earth shatter combo nitong si Ogwen. Kaya naman kahit naaabot niya si Supermarker and even si Few, hindi nila ito nabibigyan. And Kyle TZ, every single time na magkakas, itong si JP ng kanyang Minoan Fury, lagi ding on point yung pagkakakasa niya ng Detona's Welcome na nagiging crowd control immune siya. However, in the end, Liquid Echo prevails against their opponent with their traditional, very, very traditional and very in-character aggression that they employed here in game number 2. Benny Cutie, alam na...
Although I do believe that staying blue side and drafting from there shouldn't change much, and their priorities should still be about right where we expect them to be from games 1 and 2. So this explains the Yuzhong and Matilda and Vexana bans. All the while, Tic Tac banning out the Harith and the Fred. Where's the Chip?
Where there is light.
Oh no.
Oh, I love
Did
that
not
you
ban the
mentioned
Chip.
that.
So Chip is open Farah misses open, Novaria's open. They can deny the Minnow and Fury. They can deny the
The
Minotaur.
fallen stars brought us
All right,
here.
they take out the Nova.
It's the priority. Again, we've seen yesterday how the no Bea combo was showed in the last matches, how they eliminated a game out of Blacklist International. So with this priority, a possibility could actually show. But you've mentioned the chip. It was a great chip game yesterday.
Yeah. Did they go Farah Minotaur here?
That sounds about right.
Do they steal the chip?
It is. It's the same priority.
Oh,
Roger?
Minotaur Roger. Here we
Oh.
go. Rome Gold, and then I reckon Jungle should be up next.
I guess they don't mind the side swap so much if
Yeah.
they can retain pretty much the same lineup, have that same momentum, the same flow that they had in Game 2, where they did win.
Yep. So do we go CC here? CC Moskov for Falcons AP Bren.
Yep, Super Marco can still use it this time
Pretty good power picks.
for game number 3. Still a lot of things open. Will they go for the jungle in the second round? Okay, it's the Barretts right away.
All right,
Oh, okay.
we were talking about the chip.
It's back.
I hunt.
Okay,
There's Valentina.
but a Valentina just counter picked right away by Coach Tick, and the Liquid Echo just sees the opportunity to take 3 possible strong counters by using their ultimates.
Not bad at all, not bad. Now the bus cup is going to get banned out. That is
right.
the sacrifice, right? The sacrifice that you get.
Huh.
You get the Barretts, you get the chip, but you're losing out on one of your favorite gold laners.
Yep. Carry is still out there, so we saw how close to perfect that carry was, even from a losing position. Super Marco can make plenty work. And now they're going to start to clamp down onto Carl TZ. They can force a game 1 situation wherein they force Carl on like a Guinevere, like an off-meta jungler.
Love that you mentioned out the possible force out of the possible chosen
Right.
pick of Coach Lee, because again, the ban out of this Baksha only tells like, hey, either this Roger can actually still be flex for Team Liquid Echo, but something tells me, yeah, you kind of want to stick on where your strong perks are in using a hero if you are Carl TZ. So far, with the CC gone, it still could be...
They banned the Akai.
The Akai would actually make sense here because they're really forcing out this Roger to be in the gold lane so far.
And on the other side, you're still looking for a gold laner. Maybe Brody can work well here, can duel pretty efficiently against a Roger, at least in the laning phase.
Yeah, the
And
win rate.
It's a comfort as well. It's a comfort as well
Oh.
for AP Brand.
The Dairoth ban. Okay, they don't want the damage, a spike and heating up in the lineup
Yeah.
of Falcons AP brand. And again, early game, it's strong, but looking at how this first 3 picks of Team Liquid Echo has, now we'll actually know what could be the EXP lane. So this is a Lapu-Lapu. So this is one thing to secure down. This is they ban out the CC. Paquito is still open. Still.
What if Esme? Just kidding. My brain went, yo, they banned the Dairoth. Maybe they're gonna Esme, but no, probably not.
Yeah, the Dairoth ban is more of a anti-turn hero. Like even if you get the chip ult onto you, you can almost immediately respond with Abysm Strike and then punish everyone coming through.
Oh yeah, that's just stacks on damage and stacks all over if you get hit by a Dairoth. So looking forward on how they could actually commit right away if you have a chip. We've seen it yesterday how Falcons AP brand utilized this hero and they went really good.
Yeah.
Ogwen did so much well. And how will this lineup would actually show? They come up with the glue for the XP lane and also, okay, and also the Claude. So how about a blazing duet all across the map, and then you have a way to actually negate a super, or even negate a possible attack from the back line,
Oh,
or the
no.
back lane from a marksman
You want Akai here?
from Team Liquid Echo.
Forcing out an Akai here.
Oh. Yeah,
Salida here on
it's an X-board.
Jungle X-board.
Okay.
All right, 3 chunky heroes. That makes sense. You kind of want to punish everything coming through. Again, it's the same concept as the Dairoth. If you get hit on through the shortcut, you just hit Blast Insanity. And then you play with those stacks. You play with your shields.
Yeah, come into my fires, says X-Borg.
All
Shortcut into my face.
Again, Liquid Echo on red is forced to be creative. Liquid Echo on red has to go through the chess match that is presented by, well, rather the obstacle course that is presented by Coach Ducky and Coach Treb. So that explains why, again, these numbers now slowly making sense. I like how there's a slight advantage on the numbers from Falcons AP Bren, because I agree. I think Falcons AP Bren were able to draft a lineup that is more likely to punish what Liquid Echo is bringing. But let's not deny the fact that Liquid Echo, as long as they have a good mid laner that can pressure and a roamer on JP that can turn the fight, any fight is winnable.
And the chessboard is open for this game to happen. Who is going to make the first move in this composition? It's game number 3. It could be the start of a race for a best of 5. Now we check on the focus on Falcons AP Bren. So looking at the screens right now of 2 junglers, we're looking at the pressure of the mid lane. Look at that, almost half HP. Open health almost gone thanks to that passive. He can easily got away. So most priority on this one is usually vision. So maybe, just maybe, they want to counter it out early on against JP. Oh, Sanji.
Oh, the flicker committal here from Ogwin. That was close.
Flickers out for safety. Sanji still saves and lives.
Oh, now that's what's impressive. It's actually Sanji who has not used his flicker. So wait, can they afford to force this? Oh, they won't.
Maybe get some of that gold, but that's the best you can do. Right now, the kill's probably not going to happen here. They force him back, though.
Yeah, stand corrected. It's just the dash out of that Valentina.
Yep.
So probably it's Ogwen wanted to actually be safe in that possible takedown. So focus on the XP. I love how Carl Teasy is managing how to maintain this movement or this control all across the lanes. But hold that, it's Benecutie.
Oh!
The target.
1v3 Benecutie.
Whoa.
They knew they could take him the moment they saw the Lycan pounce.
I mean, Benecutie is pretty sustainable. He protects himself. He's pretty independent. But not against 3.
Not 3.
This is the wonders of the chip. Early on, you have so much ways to actually gank and add aid to each lane that you want to have pressure on.
Yep.
And with that, now they're slowly looking forward to use this picture against Team Liquid Echo. Now looking at this, oh, a beautiful way to hit those meteors. But Carl Teasy is slowly not letting go of his first objective.
At all. Flicker in, and the bravest fighter used up already by Sanford. But he is going to suffer in the hands here of the rest of the Fcap. But they are taking that turtle, and they're taking bodies, they're taking names. Ogwen's down, and Flatini is in trouble.
And Flap Teasy looking for a way to escape, but no, he won't. And that is completely just for slowly taking advantage of that first early Detona's welcome. JP used the counterplay to have a good setup for Team Liquid Echo.
Clear numbers game. Liquid Echo knew what exactly they were getting into, and I think they knew that Few did not have the Astral Echo just yet, could not get the position in, and that changed the tempo, that changed Falcon AP Bren's damage output. And I can see a alternate timeline or an alternate outcome wherein, yeah, they could have gotten the Detona's welcome on the perfect target and then picked off a member or 2 before the Retribution threshold came up, and then that would have just changed it entirely. But no, this is one of the strengths of Liquid Echo. They're aggressive, and they know when they can force things, and even when they feel like they shouldn't, they turn things around, and that's what allows for them to be here now. 1,000 gold ahead, 3.5 minutes in. I'm wondering when Ogwen is going to start doing what the chip is supposed to do, right? Setting up the shortcut, collapsing on the targets, and then going for a death ball. That's not what they did here in that first turtle. That's why Liquid Echo spilled the blood in the water and said, you know what, this is ours.
Yep. They also want to take advantage on how they wanted to slow down Falcon's AP Bren. Again, if you have a chip, it's all about the commitment once you open up the portal. Either you force something out or use it against the team who has this advantage. But right now, how Team Liquid Echo manages to even hold that kind of threat early on, I think this is just JP doing all the work and also providing anti-pressure and vision for Falcon's AP Bren. Again, the threat of a chip early on is so much dangerous, having, again, the Novaria and also the glue. So probably Supermarket needs more time to amplify more of the items if you want to go up against Benecutie early on.
Francis, you mentioned the G word, the glue.
The
I'm not so
G-word.
sure how that combines with the shortcut, and if that's the real combo you're looking for. Maybe it's made for a late entry, but as it is, it's hard to combo it. Check it out, another fight.
Shortcut is open, and now the fight is happening. With Carl Teasy, they're not going to be able to steal away that turtle, and Flap Teasy is the one who's absorbing the brunt of the damage. So you're right, Leo, the shortcut just not cutting it so far.
See, it feels like a numbo. I mean, chocolate cake and spaghetti is good, but not together, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's right.
Just don't. I would like cold spaghetti and chicken, but not this. But having this combo of liquid...
spaghetti?
Yeah, or cold macaroni after a Christmas day.
We
Let's
need
not
to
talk
talk
about this.
later.
Let's
We need to talk
not
that
now.
later.
Things we eat after Christmas in the Philippines. But anyway, going back Team Liquid Echo, this is just how they want to play with this chip. Completely. Either you commit or not commit. Because somehow they wanted to push Ogwin right onto Supermarket. They need the damage unless they would actually do pickups. But it's dangerous how JP manages to hold the river from top to bottom, maintain so much vision, and also he wanted to use this time to amplify Sanford as well. Again, almost hitting early on against the XP laner Flap TZ. Now they have an advantage to push on pressure, such as that. Oh, portal is open.
Speaking of pressure, portal activated already. Everyone is here to join the party, but also is Sanford. He's hunting down Few. And on the side, Flap is absorbing Betty Cutie, holding him off as long as he can. But here comes the export. The damage takes out the glue.
All right, let me add another layer of how maybe the glue and the chip is a numbo. It's a little too over-complex. You have a shortcut, whether it's reactive or proactive, but the end game, the best case scenario, still doesn't make sense in my mind. And maybe from blue side, oddly enough, this time around, it's Falcons AP Brent who might have overthought it. They overshot and came up with a way too high concept of a lineup.
You know what? I agree with you. Because right now I am only seeing DHS onto this Claude, and if even Few, Flap TZ, or even Kyle just go in a portal, how will damage show? One thing that automatically switch up in JP's head is I need to have a good setup, and that's where things crumble. So right now, another objective is open, and this is just Liquid Echo positioning and waiting for the next step of Falcons AP rank to commit. Again, an open portal. Will they commit the same mistake with the damage not yet ready for Super Marco to have?
Yeah, right
Meanwhile-
now with the portal open, somehow you don't want you to go in. At the same time, Super Marco not ready to deal damage just yet, right? So far these portals will definitely not work out.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right.
Loving the confidence there.
The gloves have been thrown.
Yep, the recall is showing up for Benny Cutie.
Those portals are slowly acting like spear of destructions that you won't click on anyways. I mean, it's
Exactly.
good for vision and it's good for your opponent's mental, but as it is, Liquid Echo are going mental. They're at 5K prior, ahead, and I don't think Falcons AP Brent should be in any shape to fight.
For
So
now, yeah.
all it is they're just waiting.
For now, it seems like just a distraction, more or less, right? That's all it's doing.
Kind of like the same principle of how Louis wants to fake a diversion. So probably right now they want to buy more time for this lineup to actually work against Liquid Echo. With the 4K gold league they're doing, still the same thing, pressure. Now things that they want to target on, probably is the XP lane. But Flap Teaser right now, well, still having a great way to counter the damage
Yeah,
of
but
Sanford.
the main difference between a false diversion and a false shortcut is you can false diversion into nothing.
Yes.
But you have to shortcut into a target.
You have to be close.
So it's fine, you can't do a preemptive shortcut. That's the main difference, and that's what's not making it work for Falcons AP right now.
They're really looking for a way to make this actually happen against Liquid Echo. The gold is going up slowly by the minute. It's 5K. They've taken down a turret. Flap TZ almost, well, 3/4 HP, but he's still a glue. He can still survive.
And he can get back in if Ogun wants to, as usual, with a shortcut.
Okay. So looking at how Ogun is managing to go peekaboo on the portals. Probably is this way on how where is Benecute could actually go. Since there's turret down taken against Falcons AP Brent down bottom, it's now time for the XP laner to actually have the aid of pressure. So we're looking at Minotaur, Xborg. How's the item showing for Falcons AP Brent? Are they ready to commit once more, Leo?
No, I'd say it's still hold. You have to hold. And don't even think of contesting. Let this through. Items-wise, being down 5K is a significant arms race deficit. Like you cannot fight on the same level as your opponents unless you're inside the base. That's what happened earlier in game 1, right?
Oh, yeah.
But here right now, oh wait,
Ah.
Marco.
Benicudi getting a taste of that like and bounce damage, but you gotta be careful, can't be punished too hard by Super Marco.
Yeah, there's about 1,200 gold between them now. So I'd say still no, don't force it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they need more time to actually make this work. Look at the damage dealt. It's Sanji, Benicudi, and Sanford just throwing out against Carl Teasy and Ogwin. Another turret taken. Slowly a push down bottom for the Lord. And look at how they're managing to control this map from top to bottom. But oh, Daytona's welcome.
Oh boy, they catch him. They catch Cartesi, but Drug Armor keeps him alive. Sanford once more. Bravest fire straight into 2 members of Falcon AP brand. Means they're going to have to back off, and they take down Ogwin.
No casualty for Team Liquid. Sanji got the ultimate off chip.
And keep going here, getting in position. And that's JP on the back.
Woo!
Might get punished. He does go down. Super Marco
The Lord still
dashing it out. A little bit of finesse, but tower will fall.
Oh, Flapteasy got a hand.
Flapteasy, he's in trouble.
He got one.
He
Benicudi
gets
falls.
Whoa!
Wow, the punchback is strong here, coming in from Fcap here.
I mean, it cost them a lot, and they weren't going where they need to. And something tells me Falcons AP Bren need to get everything back on track. They need to be on the same page because earlier, I'm not so sure what Flapteasy was working on top lane, but he did not jump into the shortcut portal.
Yes.
I think if he came in earlier, this would have been a better mathematical trade. But as it is, I think they're fine with it. I'm just hoping that they're not once bitten, twice shy. I'm hoping that this will allow for them to say, you know what, it's a 5K gold lead, but we do have the firepower where it matters. And looking at it now, 7, 6, 8, 5. There you go. See, it's less than 1,000 now between Benny and Marco. So they can go from there.
Okay, so it looks like how they're managing to layer out the composition this time around at almost 12 minutes. So this time, I think it's Liquid Echo looking for a way to just consume another objective. But I think you're right. Right now, they're probably the minds of Falcons AP Bren wanted to capitalize on sustain and actually do work for Flapteasy. They have managed to get Benicudi out of that team fight.
Yeah, I think that's the #1 goal for Flapteasy is find Benny. Find Benny or find Sanji. One or the other. Best case scenario, find Benny, shut him down, and then, again, the fact that there's so many layers to this for Fcap to get their win makes it all the more difficult, but we're saying it's not impossible. If they can do that, and then maybe set it up first, start off with maybe a 3-4 man Astral Echo, then that's how they get it.
Yeah. I think looking back on how Lei wanted to paint the picture of a comeback on how Falcons AP Bren could manage and use that ultimate of few right onto Team Liquid Echo, I think it's more of like layering division, go for a fall for Ogwin, but the commitment on how they want to do this in team fights, I think it could actually work and show, but depends on how they wanted to layer this. Again, the only damage that could come from is probably Super Marco. You have a way to push back one from Missile Expert, but depends on how the front is being controlled, and Carl Teasy having that immortality. Oh, they got spotted.
Carl Teasy spotted out once more. Smart missiles. Or Missile Expert, rather. Pushing him back, but here comes the rest of the squad. Team Liquid PH looking for a kill. He can take out maybe Cal Teasy and secure that Lord. But Cal Teasy able to make it out just for the meantime. And the punchback is activated here. Bravest Fighter is actually so powerful. And there's just no way for Fcap to fight back.
And that's where you feel the 6K gold lead.
And that's how you feel Carl Teasy just being so confident with the recall.
And this whole time he wasn't even part of the fight. This whole time he was just taking Lord.
Yeah, and just using his Virago armor to be poked down by the members of Falcons AP Bren. And now they're just pushing in. No turrets taken away from the cavalry. And there's Lord pushing down bottom. Ogwin being the casualty. I'm just thinking of what could be the front line with the threat of the Minotaur. JB just keep on using, and again, he used the flicker, but one thing he's aiding on for Team Liquid Echo is the comeback counter setup on what Carl Teasy can do. They need to sustain the front line! But how?
He basically has 4 life bars at this point.
Yep. Drago Armor, Immortality as well. He has so much to play with. Now, Falcons AP Bren looking for a way in. They have to defend this. Waiting for Team Liquid Echo to make a move. Team Liquid Echo, just very, very mysterious. Not showing any signs of weakness. No chinks in the armor so far.
That's the Astral Echo.
Right.
That's the hits.
Oh, they force a flicker from Sanford. So that's going to be the Lapu-Lapu going back, at least for now.
All right, a successful defense by Falcons AP Bren. Liquid Echo holding on to their advantage, did not force anything, did not collapse on to Falcons AP Bren, and they know all the better. They know that if they're still inside their base, that's all the more chance that there's a little extra damage for Falcons AP Bren, and that's where they're lacking firepower. They're lacking the amount of damage to capitalize on these amazing collapses from the shortcut. So I'd say if Falcons AP Bren is still around, then maybe fights happen closer to their base at 17, 16.
20 maybe. Maybe it'll be closer by 20.
After this Lord, maybe post-Lord, then definitely we're talking. Definitely we're in the game. So check this out. Few just picked up his Enchanted Talisman. Compared to an almost fully built Sanji, there's about 500 between them. So that means even on mid lane point, right? Even in mid lane, there's a very big, there's not that big of a gap. I think a majority of the gap, if I reckon, is between Carl and Kyle.
I think it's one thing to see how the winning condition will be for Falcons AP Ben. I think there's one item away for Super Mario Dash to actually have this full build. And how he melted that Lord and cleared out that minions. It's a great way of showing that they can sustain, but this time around that they can defend and counter aggressively for Liquid Echo. Look at the damage done by Few. Probably right now, this is the one thing combination that they need to work on. This is going to hurt. And the variant in this time of the game, this is the window that Leo is mentioning out. It's 2 minutes from the 15 minutes. It's 17. Getting the right recipe of damage. Oh.
Few gets it.
Oh, Few.
All right.
Secures it.
Well, you want that on maybe a mage, if not your jungler, so still pretty good here.
Not bad.
Yep,
Not bad.
Still.
Oh, wow, look. Why walk? Why walk? He's setting
Why
it
walk?
up. The portal.
Ogwen.
side.
They're waiting for the call. All right. Ogwen, when you're doing it.
He's gonna approach from the back where Betty Cutie is actually. And now Carl TZ, 1 life down.
Oh, waiting
That's
for the
Raga
dance.
armor. Holding it up. HP's quite low. He's holding out on that portal. They know where Ogwen's gonna come from.
Oh, I think they're expecting this. Ogwen with a position on how to enter the back line of Liquid Echo on where the bush of Benecute is
Look at
hiding.
Benny.
I
Okay.
think they know.
Truth be told, he has 2 entries. He can take this lower left bush or the top left bush. And the rest of Falcons AP Bren are helping him make the decision.
Yeah.
Comms gonna be so crucial here in the next few seconds.
Oh,
Waiting
it's
who's
now
gonna
or
make the move.
never. Oh, they surrender the Lord.
Yeah, that's it. Unless, all right.
Carl TT secures the Lord.
Yes.
No entry from the portal. Minions
Ah.
pushing down.
That's fine.
And Falcons AP Bren still have a way to clear this out, but they did not risk that at all.
Oh.
Oh, everyone's in base, but Ogwen
Oh, no,
can
Ogwen.
call back up here.
It's
Okay,
either,
go for now.
either he's forcing to call a party or he's just getting vision. Either way, it could be deadly.
It's fine. As long as Super Marco's alive, as long as Super Marco's not in any immediate danger, seems like it's still a fair game.
And there has to be a point where it's not just Super Marco you're waiting for. I think we have to start expecting that Kyle TZ will get a good Detona's welcome and a good bit of damage from Few, which we
Backline.
haven't all seen happen.
Backline.
in
Right
the
at the back.
combo. Whoa,
Right at the
whoa,
back. They're
hold
looking
up.
for Benny. But no, they're just going to wait out the portal.
They're gonna
All right.
burn down the shortcut.
Oh.
Bought time though. It bought time for this
Bought
Lord
time.
defense.
Okay,
Hear those
looking,
waves.
looking for a way to hold on to the last defense of
no!
Falcons. AP
Kyle!
Bren!
Kyle T's in trouble here. Oh, they're going to rush it down. Oh, there goes the Blazing Duet. It
It's over.
clears up the minions, but not the Lord. And it will be game number 3 going over to Team Liquid.
Team Liquid Echo is a match point right now. One more win, and they could possibly be the first team to reach the grand finals. But now, this is still a best of...
Nakita ng mga tao na X-Borge nga palang pipiliin. Why? Kasi ang ganda ng concept na pagkakapili ng hero na ito. Mostly because of the fact na yung mga utility junglers ng yung kalaban, which is the Barats, as well as yung Glue and even the chip coming from Ogwen ay easily, kumbaga kayang tunawin agad ng flamethrower coming from Carl TZ. On top of that, ang ganda ng pagkakapick nito ng side ng Liquid Echo because hindi nga ito, kumbaga this was an unexpected pick. And again, similar to what happened in game number 2, Echo ang nakasecure ng lahat ng turtle objectives all throughout the match. Nakikita natin how 4-5-man even ang nagiging standing for the side of Liquid Echo every single time na magkakaroon ng turtle fight, which ensured na sila yung may upper hand in terms of positioning but also in terms of damage output. Ang ganda ng pinakita nila kasi grabe lang din naman yung synergy ng skills coming from them. And again, what paved the way for this to happen aside from Carl TZ's X-Board is because meron ding setup coming from JP. Kung nung game number 2, hindi naaabot si Sanji using his Noveria, ang nangyari naman here in game number 3 ay easily naaabot yung Noveria ni Few because may threat ng bravest fighter coming from Sanford's Lapu-Lapu. Nakikita natin kung papaano yon nagiging threat for the side of Falcons AP Bren as to why medyo na-awkward sila in terms of positioning, and yung endless aggression coming from the side of Liquid Echo was more than enough to tear their opponents down. Nakikita naman natin na although nagkakaroon ng moments sa kung saan nagpa-fight back ang side ng Falcons AP Bren, hindi yun enough towards the latter parts of the game kasi Echo na ang may hawak ng lead and Echo na yung may hawak ng aggression. And we all know just how aggressive Echo could be as long as lahat ng mga check marks ay napupunan nila. Kung babalikan natin yung ating naging keys to victory, aside doon sa kailangang maging fluid ng Echo in expressing their aggression, kailangan din na magpakita ng parehas nating coaches ng legendary draft, and that is what Liquid Echo did in game number 3. Ang ganda ng naging performance for both of our teams, and this time, naputol na ang win streak coming from a Noveria. In terms of items, makikita natin na ito lang naman yung mga standard builds aside doon sa Ice Queen 1 from an X-Board para lang every time na ikakas yung kanyang flame thrower ay nasuslow niya agad yung kanilang mga kalaban. But aside from that, the aggression as well as the dominance displayed here by Liquid Echo was more than enough to overwhelm the Beast AP Bren. Kaya kung titignan natin, in terms of turrets, in terms of neutral objectives, lahat ay Echo ang may hawak. Liquid Echo, kumbaga para talaga silang alon na paulit-ulit yung ginagawa, paulit-ulit yung pagragasa at pagka-aggressive against their opponents. Kaya naman, ang ating naging sandbag ay ang ating MVP of the match, the young GOAT, Carl TZ with a 136.7k damage taken kasi every single time na magse-set up si JP doon sa backlines ng side ng Falcons AP Bren ay lagi lang ding sinusustain nitong si Carl TZ yung damage output coming from the Noveria and even the Claude ni Super Marco, which is why in the end ang ganda ng pagkakasustain niya ng damage output because meron siyang Firaga armor, and on top of that kapag nag-proc yung kanyang immortality, I think hindi natin nakita as much, nagkakaroon ulit siya ng Firaga armor na talaga na nga namang nakakasustain at the very least ng damage output. Again, the endless aggression coming from the side of Liquid Echo overwhelmed their opponents. At mukhang nakikita natin kung gaano kagutom ang Echo na i-secure ang kanilang spot towards the road to Riyadh, the MSC. And mapapansin natin just how wonderful not just the draft but even the rotation coming from the side of Liquid Echo is. In this game, talaga nga namang naging dominating ang performance ng Echo towards their opponents, which is a Falcon AP Bren. And while this is just game number 3, maaari pa nang magpakitang gilas ang Falcon AP Bren in both games number 4 and number 5, possibly should they be able to extend this series. In terms of draft, I think wala namang major adjustment na pwedeng gawin for both of our teams. And in terms of rotation naman, yun na lang nagkakatalo for game number 4. In the end, gold per minute ay pumapabor pa din sa side ng Liquid Echo. Both Carl TZ and Benny Cutie were at the helm of it, which means na meron silang enough damage output and meron silang...
Gets the Minotaur. That's a complete green signal to push forward with the draft. I hear his voice over right now. Is it the priority? It's banned out.
It's banned out.
Liquid Echo banning out for themselves. No Harris, no Frederick, respecting Kyle. Still the very priority for Falcons AP brand rock hard.
Yeah, that's actually great. Once more, they don't need to do that Diggy gamble because, you know, it sounds great, you know, having a Diggy against Minotaur, but it also will mean that they have to sacrifice something.
Oh.
That's something they don't want to do right now, which means they're going to be dealing with Sanji's Navario once again. Oh,
Okay.
finally they get it.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Team Liquid Echo wants to get that, but Fcap says, no, we'll take this. We're the ones who are going to use this.
Yeah, we've seen how this Novaria works so well from Liquid Echo, and what more better way to counter this with the Black Dragon form and the zone out prowess of Fcap TZ. Combined with how he can do in a micro play, that's how he wanted to slow things down a bit once they get spotted by the ultimate of this Novaria. Now come this last 2 picks for the first phase. Yeah, we hear the Moskov, we hear the Baksha, no counter, but yup, you hear the crowd react to that, and they're willing to do it again. And looking at the stats here, yup, it's JP having the win rate on the Minotaur at 91%. Coach Ducky respected it right away.
It's good respect, man. Honestly, that will force JP up onto different roles here for sure, or different heroes rather. Chip is not out of the question. Chip can kind of be used quite well
Oh, wait.
in a line that has a Roger and has a Yu Zhong.
Yeah, a correction. We had a switch up on the blue side again. Liquid is on the blue side. So
Yes.
it was Benecutie who got their hands on the Moskov.
said there
And
are
this
no
is
shortcuts?
Liquid Echo
There's the
getting
chip.
to Navaria. Wow, there's still a chip.
Works well.
They're still
totally.
willing to do it once more.
It does so well with a Roger. The moment that you get out of shortcut, you can use your skills, launch into the opponent. Not to mention there's a Yu Zhong on the side, so repositioning, I think this is a lot better actually. The first 3 picks right now are completely 100% better for me compared to the last game.
Not just
With
that,
the chip.
again, after the shortcut, you also have a way out. You don't have to use shortcut into Black Dragon form. You can delay the Black Dragon form outside. You can go shortcut into Petrified Tail Whip combo and then out. And that's one way to burst.
I didn't
You just
kill
need to pick a good mage,
I
which is why Liquid Echo is on the case. Coach TikTok and the rest of the squad say, you know what? Take it out. That's one of the few mages out left after Novaria, Valentina, Vixana. Vixana's still out there.
Vixana's still
There
out.
you
You said it perfectly, Leo.
There you go.
Having the right amount or timing for the layer
Enumerated.
of the portal entry of the chip.
Enumerated.
Oh yeah, beautifully pictured. Super Mark with a win of 71% on this Roger. Yep, they want to do this. Since there is a threat of the possible Angela showing up on the lineup of Liquid Echo,
What
I think
about-
Coach Ducky don't want to deal with that kind of sustain this time
They
around.
don't want to give JP anything.
What about the Faramis?
Oh, Faramis out there.
Faramis.
Faramis banned out, bro.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
Vandal right there. Ah.
Vex is open.
Yeah.
All right.
Vexana,
Easy answer is Vex, right? That's an easy answer, but
if they're prepared and they have more ways to answer what Leo said about that tail whip petrify.
Yeah.
Uh,
And again, the well-spaced out shortcut entry, because you don't want Vexana being on top of the opponent. You want her slightly away.
yep. Okay, it'll still be a good option though. So let's put it on the table just in case. But this time, I think this would be a possible pick for their jungle, either the jungle or the mid. But since they're on the red side, they could still
Payback.
do a different way. But it's a Farsa.
Farsa
All right.
instead.
They take it out from the cells.
There you
AoE
go.
burst.
The Vex is too dangerous. It's too soft. And it looks like there's Daddy JP's hero, the Carmilla Rome. Okay, now what does Kyle play?
They didn't waste a second to finish that draft.
Does Kyle play Akai? A Kyle TZ?
it does seem like that's the direction they're
9 out of 10.
heading.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah.
All right.
It's beautiful. Because it makes sense. There's a Carmilla,
Oh.
there's a Terizla.
Will Barrett's
Barat's-
make sense?
Barat's is still out here.
Yeah,
but
Barat's.
Barat's in game 3 just wasn't so good.
Agree.
It was punished so hard.
The Akai though I kind of like. I don't know if that's that's where Coach Duck and Coach Treb's mind is at. They're analyzing it.
A Kyle Teasy or a Barrett. What could it be? Would there be a shift?
for duty.
Oh.
That
What's
was
this?
a different guy.
Oh, the X-Borg.
Jungle X-Borg. All right, taking a page out of Carl TZ's book from game 3.
That's fair. That's fair. Actually, it's pretty good because they do have a lot more front end damage compared to if they did pick an Akai or if
Yep.
they did pick the Barats.
It's a tank and a utility jungler's nightmare. You're looking to go right and burn the faces off of the Terizla, right off the Baksha, right off the Carmilla. I'm with it. Okay, all right, better than maybe even the Akai. Definitely better than the Barats. So I'm with Falcons AP Bren here.
Yeah, it's a great answer on how they wanted to deal with counter initiations from the setups of what the Carmilla can do. And this is our last look for the lineup possibly for this game, or either Falcons AP Bren makes this lineup up again. There's this few onto the Forza, Fcap TZ onto the Yuzong. So there's no counter for this Forza to free roam, not unless JP or Sanford has a way to deal and soak up damage to get that Forza out of the
Welcome
Feather
to
Airstrike.
Mobile
Let's
Legends.
see how this goes. Will Falcons AP Bren push this to a game number 5, or Liquid Echo be the first one to secure their grand finals ticket and the representation of the Philippines in MSC?
And one game away from booking a flight to Riyadh here. Team Liquid PH
All right,
decide to go for this.
I don't know if I said this on broadcast, but it's likely few who might pick up the Farsa. Again, tight mid lane. Mid lane is so tight in the current metagame, and getting a Farsa in a burst or lineup that needs burst is your next best thing when Vexana is, is in risk.
Yeah.
It's actually great as well for hunting down Moskov. It's a classic counter to people who spam Moskov.
You zone out the Moscow.
Yeah, because Moskov can't position properly.
And having a way to force out that skill to dash away from danger, it's a great resource out of Benecutie, but they have 2 Purifies, Benecutie and JP. But for the side of Falcons AP Brand, they have 3 as well. They know.
They respect the Curse of Blood. And something else to note, Benecutie here, alongside that Purify, he's also rocking his independent talent emblem, right? He's setting up for the basic emblem, the tenacity, and the firmness. So he really just wants to keep himself safe. He's protecting
Stay
himself.
alive.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, Super Marco's just all in, man. Assassin emblem, Master Assassin plus Thrill. Okay, so it's now Falcons AP Bren who want to go faster. Beatdown has switched sides, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, that's flicker out of Sanford. No ultimate for the possible first objective here. Not hitting level 4 just yet. But ultimate still, Carl TZ has it. Both junglers has it right now. So it depends how this team fight will layer onto holding that first line. Or the front line, rather. Few seconds for the Feather Airstrike to show, but this is the fight.
Good setup here coming in from Team Liquid. They do have advanced positioning. Fcap looking for a way in, but no cigar. They decide to go back. Carl TZ with the first turtle of the game.
They don't.
Again, seems to be the story of this matchup, right? Every single time Liquid Echo want to fight, they want to collapse. Falcons AP Bren, they want a more, I'd say, scattered engagement, and they just can't do that just yet. They just don't have the damage output yet.
Yeah, I think that's one thing to actually note. The super marker right now from Falcons AP Brand will need time. I think we've all seen it on the first roll objective. Super Marco got a good peel out of Benecutie. So up against a Roger in this lane, they would need extra hand from JP to push forward with the wave. So looking at the gold, Super Marco has more ways to actually clear it. Well, he's a Roger. So, but this pushes out JP to roam or even aid the gold lane most of the time.
They're not getting punished for it at all either. The 2-man babysitting duo for Benecutie and JP, it's not allowing for Fcap to go move elsewhere, so that's fine. They're actually allowed to do this, and it doesn't suffer, it doesn't hurt or detriment them in the long run. They can still set up for this next turn. Like it will allow for XP and gold to even out.
I think that's true. With the ultimate right now present for Farsa and as well for Ogwin, they have more ways to call in the party. Again, you have the burst from the Farsa. The Purify on cooldown would be just in time for the tool to show. But meanwhile, JP is also looking for a way to deny vision of this chip. Ogwin, again, didn't have a good time from their previous match, but they're still looking for a way to make this work.
Really gauging each other right now. 4 minutes in, no kills happening yet. Classic MPL PH happening so far.
Items showing up on our screens. 10 seconds for the second objective to show. Liquid Philippines now would have a way to hold or even have a chance to penetrate the backline of Fcap. Question is, who's going to go all in this time around? Look at that. Backline Looking for a way to be secured by Ogwen.
Carl TZ trying to do exactly the same thing Carl TZ did, but this time around it's Few with a feather airstrike. Looking for Sanji. Sanford gonna walk on by. Focuses on the turtle here, and first blood goes over Super Marco and Fcap. Falcons AP brand getting everything they want, except for BenQ and Sanji. Good show for the Bees.
For the first time in a while, Falcons AP brand
Ooh,
take a win right in
pop.
the turtle pit. That's one apiece this time around. An early mortality by Kyle TZ. I'm guessing he feels the pressure from game 3. He understands that, hey, as a Barata, I was too soft.
Yeah.
Never again. I got 4 life bars, fam. And that's going to allow for them to barrel on forward. Look at this. Look at this game snap right after leaving the laning phase. All rows, lane per lane, gold-wise. Fcap got liquid PH beat. So I'm looking at the items this time around. How did this happen? How is there 900 gold on Marco?
Oh my
that
goodness.
was 2 kills right on
2 kills, yeah.
I'll tell you, there you go. It's because of the kills.
Beautiful.
It's because of the kills and his relentless laning. Even against JP and Benny Cutie for the past 4 minutes, it's been this duo here. He never really left the carts.
Right. That was 1 point to even observe. Oh, look at that.
Huh,
I
good
need the
damage.
cart. I need the cart, fam.
Need the card, man.
All right, never
No.
mind.
JP says no. No, sir, not today.
Looking for a
wait.
way to trade.
All right, all right.
That's good. Liquid Echo here doing their homework, making sure that, all right, we're forcing a lane swap. Go home, Benny Cutie. That's a technical knockout. And this will allow for, rather, go home, Marco. This will allow Benny Cutie to, again, equalize on that gold.
Well, speaking of equalize, slowly you would feel that swap. I think because of the Immortality First item for this export for Kyle TZ, it's so much effective when you have a chip around you. You would not actually spend so much on the War Experts because, again, you pointed out perfectly on how his Varus was so soft. Meanwhile, hold it, that was Benny Cutie.
Oh, no,
a lot of spears.
Beautiful dueling coming in from Benny Cutie, but looks like it's going to be an even trade. Actually, JP got that gold, so probably a better trade for Benny Cutie that time.
Oh, no. Better trade for Marco.
Marco, rather. Sorry,
That's right,
for Marco.
yeah. The kill went on the wrong dude.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
And again, it's going to be fight under that turtle this time. Falcons AP
Dragon.
brand using the Black Dragon, preemptively pushing back the rest of Team Liquid.
All right, it's been a while since we had a mage that has as much of a burst and reliability as a Farsa. So there is a reason why few pick this hero.
That's right, working well.
And also against Sanji in this time of the game, utilizing more of the burst that he can do. Again, this is a Roger, this is a Yuzong. And to counter it out, or to even add layer of damage for this X4, build it onto the War Axe, this is more continuous teamfight that they can peel against Liquid Echo.
Liquid Echo right now are dealing with the aforementioned peel, the aforementioned re-engage, because of how you could go purify, reposition, collapse with the shortcut. But also, something to consider, oddly enough, I don't know if you guys agree, but Liquid Echo are the ones who might want to engage from afar. Number one, they have this.
They're trying to do that right now. Combo with Spear Destruction, pushes back Super Marco, and I think he's going to go down. And the artillery is way too far. Few not in position to activate or to hit anyone with a feather airstrike.
Anticipated quickly, Echo.
That was fast.
Leo.
Right, that's
That
what
was
I was going to
fast.
say. They wanted to take fights from further because that's where Falcons AP Bren are not comfortable and not expecting. Because again, they're the ones with the range, they're the ones with the cross-map on-demand activation with the shortcut. So if it's Liquid Echo who's saying, you know what, we don't even care. We're going to go for these long engagements as long as we have a good setup with the Astral Echo, then we can make it happen. That's how they're going to try to slow the roll of Falcons AP Bren and close the gap between Benny and Marco and then regain the map. If anything, truth be told, map belongs to Liquid Echo. Look at that lane down bottom.
The push and also how they managed to get that kill out, that's very, very efficient. I think now Sanji, with having the Blood Wings with him, it's a great way to actually hold a just in case the Black Dragon form or Flap TZ goes down to hold or even counter Sanji while in pursuit. I think slowly they have an advantage on how to counter this backline entry. So far, they know the assignment. They know the idea on how to shorten out a possible team fight. But it's 2.5k, still with Fcap. But one thing to actually look is how you enter and shut down Few from the back line. still, he has more ways to force out peel, force out damage out of Liquid Echo the moment they step onto that feathered airstrike.
And the sheer range of the feathered airstrike allows for a non-Astral Echo entry to be lethal. If you don't start with an Astral Echo, then you're losing. I think that's what Liquid Echo is waiting for here. And that's why this Lord Dance is relatively easy for a Falcon AP Bren to start and to even keep up. Look,
Yeah.
they have map control right now. They have control of vision until the Echo comes out.
Especially right now that Kyle TZ is more confident,
Spotted out.
right,
Super Marco.
on this X board.
Yep.
So many HP bars. He knows he can front well. And he knows that there's damage behind him. So they can go.
And
if
they
want
know.
to.
They know that they were in that bush.
Oakland
Meanwhile,
from the
Oakland-
back! Here comes the shortcut, but it's not going to be used because everyone is already within range. Flying it up here, it's going to be Flap TZ trying to get the engagement active.
Bang!
They're peeling hard onto Carl TZ. They take him down. The re-engage is strong with a crash course. Good stunts coming in from Oakland. That is a 2 for none in favor of Fcap.
That's it. They crossed the line of no return. There's no way that that is being undone. And yes, it started with an Astral Echo, but that's the answer from Ogun. He took
Oh,
the
another
wide
one.
walk, and then wait.
Oh, another
Oh.
crash course here. JP's in trouble.
Benacute is still.
Going in! And Benacute not
Benny!
gonna be able to get that Lord, but he gets slapped. He can get more. Super Marco in trouble, but he gets the score. 1 for 1. Straight it out, but the Lord goes over to Falcons AP Bren.
The confidence of Benacute just diving into what? Enemy lines!
It's a Pyrrhic victory. It cost them a lot, but they got the shutdown on Marco. And hell, maybe they even threatened the Lord take, right? Because if that went the wrong way, if they got the stun, if Marco got skewered into a wall before the Lord was taken down, maybe Benny could have stolen the Lord. Who knows, right? But as it is, Liquid Echo not out of the woods just yet. They still have to deal with this Lord marching through. But that was a good trade. 2 for 1. Oh, wait. Oh,
JP.
Trouble in paradise here for
Oh.
JP. Getting hit by the feather airstrike 2 to 3 times. And again, burned to a crisp by the export.
Yeah, Purifier was still on cooldown. Now Falcons AP Bren have a push down bottom. Kyle TC has still the immortality. Now looking for a way. Liquid Echo looking for a way to hold this. They need to let this go. Just now, it's not worth it to commit. Again, there's no hold, there's no setup from JP just yet. So they would need more time to hold this through. Oh, Min is still pushing down, but I think there's going to be a turret taken down out by Falcons AP Bren.
that's top and mid taken down. Even bottom. Amazingly synchronized waves from Falcons AP Bren. But Liquid Echo still struggling to find that collapse. I think, all right, about 5-6 minutes ago, the plan was, all right, engage from long range. Now they know that they can't, given how small the map is for them. Now, the next stage for them is to force out full-on collapses. If it's a full-on collapse with a late entry from Benny, then they can win that fight. But that aside, Falcons AP Bren have every single right to call the fights. They can say, fights happen here, fights happen now, and it's so easy because of how Ogwin has the Purify, and then the 2 key finishers, Marco and Few, have the Purify as well. So it's
fine.
difficult for Liquid Echo to rely on Daddy JP with the Curse of Blood. It's just a no-go.
I agree with you. It's more likely a full commitment just in case Falcons AP Bren would force out a team fight. But just looking at this, we're going back to the infinite keys to victory. This is the macro game that Falcons AP Bren wanted to happen early on, when they have a way to shut down Carl TZ earlier, and as well as JP. Once it's out of the picture on the team fight, things happen in their favor. And how you guys mentioned how the synchronization of the lanes were working through them, this is just problem after problem for Liquid Echo to show, but they're not out of the bush yet. They have
right.
mid-game spike, they have damage here, but this is just a question.
Oh no, Few just picked up the Holy Crystal, man.
Oh,
All the more. I'm wondering what the items look like, or we're going to see it in just a bit, because there's a Lord coming up here, and I want to know if there's enough magic defense, because prior, again,
it's full-on burst.
this is the best kind of damage coverage you have. You have physical in Marco and Flap, you have magic in Few, and then you have True in Kyle. I wonder what kind of itemization Liquid Echo have prepared for this fight, especially since they're down 3K.
That's tricky. That's tricky for sure.
Oh, when it showed
JP's
up.
on the side looking for maybe a possibility of taking down Few, but it's a no-go once more. Team Liquid looking for trouble, but they're not being obliged. Falcons AB Bren very smart in controlling this aggression from Liquid.
Yeah, but again, dances come easier for Falcons.
Yeah.
Right? Dances are safer for them, and there's always that threat of that Y walk. And that's why Benny Cutie and JP are keeping that
The
portal
back.
close.
Yeah.
They're holding the line, but Sanford got
Line
peeled
here.
right away.
Kaltizi.
Hello.
Oh, that's going to be a pop. There's going to be an attack here, maybe on Ogwin. But of course, he does have enough speed to get out of the way. My.
Okay, they just completely retreat back. Again, they have the last 3 inhibitor turrets from Liquid Echo. If Falcon, AP, Bren gets their hands on this objective, with the waves pushing in their favor, this could be a tight defense for the cavalry. But they're not committing just yet. Wait, look at the damage from Benny Cutie.
Oh,
Firaga armor.
Kaltizi. No Firaga armor, but here comes the engagement flap. 5-man compression here. Team Liquid, but Few is on the side, already used up the feathered airstrike. It's a signal, it's a go time for
Whoa!
Team Liquid. Kaltizi with a Lord, but I think they're gonna get cleaned up here.
Super Marco used to purify.
Super bad, but they are gonna be able to make it out. 4 members alive from Fcap, but will it be enough? It's gonna be a few towers at the least going over the Team Liquid because of that.
All right. That was a struggle for Falcons AP Bren respect. Again, every time it's a full-on collapse, Liquid Echo are just masterful at taking those fights. But good news for Falcons AP Bren, the silver lining is at least they did not concede the Lord.
That's right. Lord's still there. They only lost 1 guy, so I guess that's best case scenario in this regard.
Yeah.
Shortcut activated. Flaptz is back on track. Flying it off, looking for maybe
Oh, they got
Sanji,
Few.
but they are going to focus on to Sanford here. Few's in trouble.
Run, Few.
He's on the back. Oh my goodness. That's going to be trouble in paradise, and that Lord was not used to its full effect here.
If they forced Few back to base to regen and recall, Sanford has eyes on the best target possible. Forced out the feather airstrike, and they know what could be the possible way to take them down.
All right, Liquid Echo reminding Falcons AP Brain, hey, this is still our side of the map. Put respect on my authority. This turret will not fall down, not unless it's happening over our cold, dead bodies. Something to note, I was watching that skirmish in mid, right? But my eyes were, and my attention were actually on that battle between Few and Sanford.
Yeah.
Did you notice that Few will only really press Purify when it's absolutely necessary?
Yeah.
He will press it at the very last second. If I was that Farsa, I was like, all right, there's help, guys, there's a Terizla on me. I would press the Purify almost immediately and wings by wings away. But no, for Few, it's like, all right, wait, now.
At the very least, that's you're trying to bait, I guess. You're trying to bait Team Liquid that you think you have me, but not really.
Yeah, give me more, right? Like
Yeah.
spend more resources on this. If you want it, come get it. Maybe even force Sanford to use the flicker, right? To confirm the kill, but I mean, Few didn't die. He's still sitting at 104.
That is the mastery of Kyle Angelo Arcangel in this hero. Doesn't know he's not going to be unfazed. He's completely knows where to press the right timings. And having the Winter Truncheon now, he can play more with the resources out of Liquid Echo. But if they will need to make sure it happens again. But it's just one thing that we need to consider. Because looking at the waves, freezing down top and bottom, this is how they wanted to force out Liquid Echo. Again, they are in match point right now. And Falcons AP Bren, with the lead that they have, they still need to close this game. And what better way to hold this by looking for a pickoff out of Falcons AP Bren. At 5 seconds, this is the objective that could be the game-ending push for Fcap.
All right, you know what, friends? I agree with you. If there's any way that Liquid Echo can come back and win, besides the full-on collapse, which is they're so good at, those are team fights that they love. Maybe a free pickoff, like the one on Flappy earlier, right? If they can do that right here, right now, with this evolved Lord, then they can slowly go to shrinking this gold lead. Oh,
Oh!
JP!
JP!
Wrong bush. That is JP.
All right. Use a flicker. Use a purify and use a winter truncheon. He's actually fine. That's some tools maybe.
Look at the
that he can
positioning of
still use.
Ogwin.
First Blood's still available here. And Ogwin very far away. Probably looking for a way to maybe make a full push happen. But this time around, Spear of Destruction committed straight into Few. There goes a feathered airstrike, and down goes Benny Cutie. Another fight's happening. Kaltizi with the Lord. It's looking really bad here for Team Liquid Echo.
Betty!
Betty is down. Sanford follows suit. Carl Teasy all alone. Sanji on the mid. maybe control some of these lanes, but the fight going over to Falcons AP Brent.
There were multiple layers of deception from Falcons. All right, there were multiple levels of deception presented by Falcons AP Bren. And the fact that they stuck to the bit, they confirmed every single winning line of play, allows for them to now possibly bring us to game number 5. There was the false Rafrisha play up top. There was the angle behind the Lord Pit. There was the reverse collapse onto the Moskov ult.
I swear, if Benny didn't pull that Spear Destruction, they would have gone 5 men on top.
Right?
Right?
Completely.
Oh, here we go.
But now the base is open.
Oh, the base is open, and now the push is happening. Everyone's on the floor.
There's
but
still minions.
there is going to be more. Oh my goodness, Flap TZ.
The base!
And the base is the target. We got to gain 5.
Falcons AP Bren answered, yes, we do bleed, but we're not going down with a fight. This is the battle of the world champions. They're not giving up just yet. You hear the hive, the nest go back again alive.
The current defending champions of the world. But of course, our MVP is none other than idol ng mga kids few with this spotless Farsa performance. Quite honestly, that Farsa was a pick that I didn't expect. Pero ang ganda ng pagkakapick ng Farsa na to. And yung fact na Blood Wings ang first item na pinili ni Few. Bukod sa fact na nabawasan yung gold required to be able to buy Blood Wings, ang ganda din ng fact na nag-ensure yung Blood Wings na magkakaroon ka ng ability na i-sustain better yung team fight. And again, compared to game number 3 na wala talagang nakakaabot doon sa Noveria, yung ultimate coming from this Farsa ni Few ay talagang naging more than enough to reach the back lines of the side of Liquid Echo. Yes, Liquid Echo ang nakakuha ng first turtle of the match. However, both the second and third turtles ay na-turn around ng side ng Falcons AP Bren. They were consistent and ensuring na nade-disrupt nila yung tempo and momentum na ginagawa and siniset ng Liquid Echo. And sila pa din yung nag-e-ensure na talagang may hawak and may control sila all throughout the map. Yes, ang ganda din ng fact na meron silang added capability na mag-secure lalo ng mapa because of this chip ni Ogwen na in this game, nakita natin how wonderfully picked this was. But at the end of the day, it was the security na kapag nagbagsak ng feathered airstrike, itong Ibon coming from this Farsa ay talagang namamaximize nila yung damage output, which ensured na sila yung makakakuha noong mga Lord fight. This was a crucial kill from the side of Few noong na-secure nila na mawawala agad dito si Benny Cutie in this team fight. Kasi kahit naging maganda yung intention from Benny Cutie na unahin si Few kasi nga naman mahirap siyang abutin, ang naging response naman ng side ng Falcons AP Bren ay i-burst down kung sino yung nasa harap and then later on, i-transition yun towards those who are in the back lines. As we look at our graph, makikita naman natin na talaga nga namang AP Bren na ang humawak ng lead all throughout the time. Aside from being able to secure the turrets as they are able to convert the kills in later on into objectives, ay sila din yung humawak ng both the Lord and the Turtle. Tapos again, as we have been mentioning over and over again, the feathered airstrike coming from Fuse Farsa ay naaabot agad yung backliners ng side ng Liquid Echo. And while merong threat ng crowd control coming from Sanford's penalty zone ng Terizla, it doesn't matter that much because again, merong purify itong si Few. And after niyang i-build yung Blood Wings, ay dumiretso siya sa Lightning Truncheon which will ensure na meron siyang CDR but also added capability na mag-burst down ng kanilang mga kalaban. And on top of that, everyone who's watching there kung meron kayong papanoorin in terms of being able to build the proper items depending on the need, talagang I would say it's few because this winter truncheon is crucial. So as kapag may umabot sa kanya from the back lines ng side ng Liquid Echo, makakas niya yung winter truncheon and makakabigay ng reinforcement the rest of his team. Now, as we look at the rich guy, it's Super Marco from the side of Falcons AP Bren, but then the carry is still Sanji using this Noveria. What a very wonderful game number 4. And again, AP Bren extends it to a game number 5 as we are seeing and witnessing just how world champions fight. M4 versus M5. And again, what's at stake here is the first ticket for the MPL Philippines slot to the MSC happening in Riyadh soon. Kaya naman yung pinapakitang paglalaban at bakbakan ng parehas nating kupunan, yun yung nakikita nating kumbaga puso talaga ang gusto nilang ipakita as we head on to game number 5. Again, as we look at the damage taken, yung Firaga armor coming from Kyle TZ, I would say, nakausap ko kasi sila Soul doon sa likod. Wala talagang makapag-burst down ng Firaga armor aside probably kay Benny Cutie and even Sanji, but then hindi yun nagiging enough, which is why siya talaga yung tumatangke ng damage output and siya talaga yung nag-ensure na meron sustainability yung team niya, but at the same time, napopoke niya yung mga frontliners ng side ng Liquid Echo. Gold per minute, alam naman natin, both Super Marco and Few are in control, but that's really what you would expect, especially...
Now it's your time, who's watching us right now live in the comment section or in the chat, to comment down your possible predictions on this draft. Go ahead, we're listening, we're watching, because this is the final game of this series. Let's see how this draft go. Falcons, AP Bren. Yes, Rockhard.
I really love to see that. Who do they think is going to come out and go to Riyadh to fly off the MSC?
Respecting the Minotaur, respecting the Mathilda. Yep, the blue side, or the other side, bans out the Harris.
See? What I tell you?
Yeah.
Where there is
No, they can't
light,
risk that right now. They
there are
can't
also
fully risk what
shadows.
happened
There's a
in
low
the
yi.
past games. Okay, Frederick ban out. What's the priority this time around?
I don't think you go first big chip. Oh, you can though. You can first big chip.
Lots of first pickable materials.
To my hunting ground.
All right. You deny Benny Cutie.
Taking the Roger out of Benny Cutie. Okay, so with this, will they go for the tank? Will they go for the XP? Having the presence of the Roger right away, they're still playing how Coach Tic would actually prioritize
Yo,
this
Barrett's.
first 2 picks. Yep.
Then you go Barrett's,
The falling stars
Nova.
rise here.
Need no protection.
Oh no,
Baksha.
they prefer Baksha now, which I think is a higher win rate overall, anyways.
Slows down and catches up with the Roger and sets up by the Asshole Echo. And you gotta love those meteors. So do you have more ways to take advantage of AoE, the map, and also ganking possibility? So Chip is still open for Falcons AP Brent to just use. But I guess a Baksha, okay.
All right.
You have more ways to sustain that, but will it be XP?
Who said there are no
Oh, never mind.
There he is.
It's a chip.
They can go chip
Never
side
mind.
laner, chip side laner.
You
Oh.
can?
They need again reliable burst, so they're fine. They switch up the order when they're in blue, because again you don't want to commit all your eggs to one basket this early on.
And that is a good setup
I
for
like
the
it.
Valentina too.
I've been
And that
waiting
is the
for too
carry
long.
right away for Benny Cutie.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay, they're not afraid. Again, that was a good placement of the Valentina to actually be used out of the ultimates of the first 3 picks of Liquid Echo. Having the smart ban onto this X-Borg limits the possibility of getting, or opens the possibility rather, of having the Barretts in the field. So you have the risk of ban out as well. So targeting mostly on the EXPs or even Flex.
That's a flex, definitely. Interesting, gentlemen, how you see Arlott doesn't matter in this matchup.
Oh, yeah. Since game 1.
Yep. And Edith and Arlott's stock have dropped because of how Team Liquid, PH, Liquid Echo, and Falcons AP Brand have just changed the way that they fight.
Very adept at dealing with Arlots, apparently. You
Yep.
know?
It's a little too high risk for them.
Good thing you point that out. I mean, not even ban, not even not even showed.
They don't care.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just don't want to build around it. Like, I mean,
You know who else dropped in stock?
What?
Faramis.
Huh.
right.
I like it. I actually like it.
So much in the table right now for those of you who's watching us.
Very spicy.
Yeah, I mean, this is how the World Champs think. Like, okay, let's not settle this that way. Maybe settle this how we force this into 5 games. And yeah, it's the EXP.
Aha!
Targeting Sanford, and that is the
Checkmate.
Paquito. Picked right away. Liquid Echo.
Man,
That's a 40 pick right there. Now they have to close it up. They need to put something onto Kyle TZ and Flap. What you got? The Barats is still out there, by the way.
Barats
But again,
still
we know
out.
that Chip Barats doesn't feel so good.
Yeah.
It's too chunky or clunky.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I just want to see a Bane, man.
Okay.
Of course you
It
do.
makes sense.
Of course Leo wants to
Game
see a bait.
5 of the MSC matchup.
Anything is possible.
Why not?
We saw MP the King kick butt within the last 2 games of their championship round. Why not?
Okay, Fcap would have that possibility. Let's see again that deadly catch. You know, against Paquito, even a carry forces them out. I mean, peels them off out. But yep, sorry,
Barrett.
Leo, not yet. Nolan.
Wait.
we just talked about Christopher
What?
Nolan. It's a
Oh, yeah,
Barrett. Going
All right.
assassin.
That's
this
an
time.
XP Barrett,
XP Barrett.
and then Nolan back in the jungle.
That's an
Wow.
interesting gambit.
It's been a while.
18 times. That contention rate of 64%. Falcons AP Brand, let's go all in.
No Hellcurt roam today?
With the ban out of the export early on, I saw this coming, and now they're looking at the Kaja for JP. You have a pick-off right now.
Classic Kaja carry, even Kaja pack. Those are lethal combos.
Either way, that's Team Liquid going for the kill. Going for literally 1v2 skirmishes. They will definitely come out on top on those.
I'm worried for Falcon AP Brand, to be honest. I don't know why suddenly there was a good meta you got going, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly we had to bring back the Nolan. But hey, this might be the shock value that they're looking for. This might be that off-meta pick that suddenly just tilts the scales.
Yeah, it does feel like a bit of a gambit, doesn't it?
Yeah, the numbers will tell you. Again, it's not looking good. There's a reason why Nolan hasn't been seen play in a while.
Yeah, and since most of these teams has displays of utility junglers,
Yeah.
they want to turn things down. Okay, in a best of 1, final game of the series, they want to go all out, all in, go big or go home. Still, they have a chance still in the lower bracket, but they don't want that. They don't want to waste it, and they want to take advantage of this momentum. It's game number 5, Philippines and the whole world. It's Falcons AP Brand and late team Liquid Echo. Who is gonna go down in the lower bracket, and who's gonna move forward in the grand finals?
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
It's a tough question right now. One thing's for sure, Ogwin absorbed a lot of punishment from this duo, JP and Sanji. It's-
Luckily, he's got chips, right?
He's got
Luckily,
chips.
his
He's gonna
passive
get his
works.
HP back in a bit. As long as he doesn't take damage or too much damage.
That's the thing I love
Gonna be
about Chip.
fine.
Like, just roam around after 5 seconds to get the heal and get more vision for your team. Like Fcap, even Ogwen using this once again, they know how to actually play with the macro game. They want to deal with that more against Liquid Echo. Oh, JP receiving the pokes.
Okay.
Yes, he's fine. 2 minutes until that flicker goes up. Again, quick look at the emblems. It was on your screen just about a few moments ago, folks. Benny Cutie is on his self-sustaining emblem set again. Basic common emblem and then the 2 defensive ones plus Brave Smite. Throwing back to the summer of tank carry. I get it, shivers. On the other side, though, you have a... what is that? Quantum Charge plus a full-on assassin set for Super Marco. So he wants to be very aggressive.
Aggressive as well as safe for the laning as well. And you're up against a Roger. Probably don't want to expend too much of your time just poking him out, because at some points you get caught off guard on how this ship would like to rotate. And for the laning stage, yeah, he wanted to deal more of the security they could have in the first few minutes of the game rather than risking JP just be on the gold lane most of the time.
At least for now, it will be Alteezy playing very aggressively on that Nolan. Look at him. It's like a challenge. Like, he's telling Alteezy, you know what? Go ahead. We got Oakland on the chip here. Can you actually reach and go for the retry? A nice shot from Sanji. Alteezy still going to be able to get it with a turtle, but look at this. Team Liquid They want to kill, and they want it now.
Yep, again, note the fact that it was Benny Cutie who used the portal. It works for both sides.
Wow, okay. Falcons AP Bren getting the hand of the first objective on this. Hold that, Flap Tees versus Sanford. Oh, that Sponge versus the Dinosaur.
Oh, wow.
The
Flap
heal.
just needs the XP. Flap needs the XP. Oh.
Yeah. And seeing the Paquito right in front of him.
Oh, wow. He's denied the cart.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's pretty big. That's
Okay.
pretty big. but-
Significant.
And
Yeah.
he peeled him back to base. Now lead slowly growing with Falcons AP Bren. They're looking for a way to control this early on, but having a great vision onto this river. They're forced in either looking for a chance to push JP onto the goal lane,
My
which
goodness.
Benecuti could actually have a benefit for, but this is just the free roam of this chip. Having the president of this chip once again gives out their freedom for Falcons AP Bren. Just go on with your life. Do the things you need to do in the lane. And when the support is needed, it's just Ogwen, just in the right timing, he could actually help everybody out of the lane.
Oh, Sanford's look at it. He's denying Flap so much.
He's like
Yeah.
swiper, dog.
No swiping this time. Yeah,
This game is so cerebral. In every move looks calculated. They're trying to deny minions from each other
Yeah.
in the first 3 minutes.
It's a game of inches, y'all. But wait, check this out.
Oh, that's a nice dive in. Sanford able to get one. Can he get more though? Plays up. Power. Expert wingman.
Yep. Liquid Echo winning on all fronts. They take everything away from Falcon.
wow, Sanford with a play. Almost getting 2 kills right away. Under the outer third energy shields, very smart move. Now that's just completely damage being decreased out of the possible takedown, but he wants it, come and get it.
That's it. It's a turtle apiece this time around. Eventually, this weakness. Oh, no. Oh, wait.
Oh, it's a poor Lin from Ogwen. They catch one. Sanji can't do the damage anymore because he's gone. And now it's the purple invade.
Okay,
Going in
Sanford
hard.
back line.
Few can be low here. He's gonna chase down. Sanford gets him. But Ogwen, JP gonna get punished in a trade.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
They're still
Jump
going.
in by Super Marco. He says, you know what? I can take more. I can take it if you give me some space here. And Sanford, he's chasing it out, trying to dash
40.
in, dash out, but not going to be working against the power on a Roger. And a double kill for Super Marco.
They're still going.
Still
Not
going
stopping
in.
just yet.
So scrappy. Sanji one hit away. Gets the triple over to Super Marco.
And he stayed deathless all throughout. Those engages 5 minutes in.
Sheesh.
Claiming the title of Bulletproof Marco, JP.
I felt that. I felt
that, man.
how Benecuti used that Purify
Francis is trembling.
and not go home.
Guilty. Yeah, he's trembling.
Yep, completely having shivers right now on how Liquid Echo wanted to hold that team fight. It was scrappy, it was out of position, but being in that zone, Falcons AP Bren, my goodness, this Roger, we're heading back for an Infinix replay, Leo.
Watch it again. Kyle TZ threading the needle here. And check out the target acquisition and the presence of mind in Super Marco. He saw that they were still up. That's why he needed his frontliners, his peelers, to deal the extra damage. And then flickers in the killer instinct on this young man.
Everyone was so low, but that was just a complete start of momentum for this Roger. 4-0-1. The micro play and how they want to take advantage of that moment.
Whoa.
Hold that.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
wow. Rupture.
Goodness.
All right. What did we say about it being a game of inches, right? You wouldn't get the 401 without taking the 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So it's one step at a time. Oh, no!
But surely Sanford might evaporate just like that. Kyle Teasy, the power of the Nolan being shown here. Carl Teasy following suit. Super Marco's unstoppable. And now JP and Benecuti trying to see if they can engage or disengage. If they do, that's 2 down for Team Liquid.
That's as good as a non-starter for Liquid Echo. They can't even think of contesting Eternal. Last one gonna go over to the Falcons. And just like that, it opened up the map. It cracked open the map. The calculated aggression from Falcons AP Bren led to objective after objective.
And a tower taken up top by Flap TZ onto these EXP Barretts. Looking at how they're managing to break and divert Liquid Echo out of team fights. This is just a call for defense. Carl TZ getting that blade armor right away.
The Filipino cannon has just but 2 jobs in this bout. Number 1 is to act as peel. for whenever that shortcut comes up or for when there's target acquisition in Kyle and Marco. He just needs to be a brick wall.
Yeah.
Second, press the Detona's welcome and find whoever is bothering the previously mentioned members of Falcons AP brand. That's it. Those are the two things he needs to do. If they can do that, well, then they're on their way to Riyadh.
Finding the pressure point, finding the possible consequences of Liquid Echo. Falcons AP brand setting up the pace in this game 5. Now they're pushing more of the resources out, but just as the items showing now on our screens, they would need more defense and they would need more damage as they want to wait on the right moment, Leo.
All right, so let's look at the silver lining for Liquid Echo. Benny hasn't died, right? Benny is just but maybe 1,000 gold behind Super Marco, so there's some room for them to catch up.
Yep.
But the bad news is, the way that Falcon's AP Bren is playing, Benny Cutie just can't just come in. There's very little peel from Liquid Echo, but check this out. Oh no!
They started it up, creating the zone here with the shortcut.
That's what I'm
Carltes
saying.
is on the side.
There's no peel. Carl
Going at
doesn't
it.
count.
He doesn't. He has a different job. His
Oh,
job
God.
right now is to make it out alive. Can you do it though? With a suppression coming in from Pew. Oh my goodness. They're giving away to the Divine Judgment, and for some reason, Falcons AP Brain having better use of it.
That's right.
Giving the kill to Super Marco, 6-0-1. Before he got that kill, he had the Malefic Roar. With the tanky lineup of Liquid Echo has, he can penetrate more of the defenses, even the HP bars. And Carl Teasy being out of position, Abaksha denied 1-3-0.
It's tough being
Tough.
Liquid Echo. Again, just to build on that aforementioned dilemma, they don't have any real peel. Their victory, their win con, their winning image is to pick off 1, 2, collapse into wherein they have the numbers game, wherein they have the superior firepower. But that's not going to happen when you're down 5K. That's not going to happen when you have a lineup that can either take Astral Echo or can take your pickoff, your key
Tough.
pickoff, your Divine Judgment.
Fine judgment, man.
So with that said, maybe inside their base, that's the most sound and reasonable way I think Liquid Echo can now come back, is if they find a way to punish Falcons AP Brand in their base.
Yeah.
Or underneath the turret.
JP still holding on that bush. Divine Judgment.
There you go. Finally getting used here. Few is definitely in trouble. He could go down soon. But they can't see the HP bars right now, though. It's Sanford getting the kill. A lot of HPs coming in, getting shredded from Falcons AP Brand. It shows that Team Liquid still has some damage.
Whoa! Again, they got another. Where did that happen?
See what I mean? Sanji still got some of that firepower.
Oh, Super Marco. The snowball onto this Roger.
Where's Barat's body? Where did that happen?
A massive lead. Yeah, we're looking for Barrett's.
Where is he?
Somewhere in the purple buff jungle, I
Probably.
think.
We're looking
That
for
was
the
a long,
last
that was a
position
long-range snipe.
of Sanji getting his shots in right precise kill. We just don't know where the dinosaur died.
I lost track. Honestly, I was paying attention to the possible clapback because, again, it did happen near Tier 2 in mid. But no, the pure damage output of Liquid Echo was enough. So I stand corrected. I think they can do more than just underneath the turret. I think they can go off-kilter engages. So if they can maybe shock Falcon AP Bren into a fight that they weren't ready to take, they can get a pick off there.
Yeah, the shock would come from JP. Divine Judgment, but the flicker right now is on cooldown. You gotta be careful if you want to initiate because the damage right now on Falcon AP Brent has, it's so dangerous. Daytona's welcome.
Here's Daytona's welcome. They don't have flicker. They can't engage like you mentioned. And an easy kill coming in for Fcap.
They straight up folded that boy in half. It's difficult. Again, Carl is their closest thing to peel. And if he's taken care of like that, then that means a full frontal engagement is a no-go.
Right now, engagement is the name of the game. If you're talking about Ogwen,
JP.
that shortcut, that is a beautiful pull coming in from JP. Definitely
cutie.
bought him a lot of time here.
Oh, no.
But he's still alive. Super Marco on the precipice of landing that Lycan pounce, but he got out just in time.
Kyle Teasy wanted to penetrate that defense, but Benny Cutie knows what's gonna happen. My goodness, the defense and the body block by Liquid Echo.
Check this out. Suddenly, a Lord contest is in the midst and the horizons of Liquid Echo. And how
Yo,
We're
get back
back
in.
in the game.
Wait, what?
They did get the Lord. Carl
Lord went
TZ.
over to Team Liquid Echo. That's right.
Huh?
Okay, that was clean. Yep.
All right,
They,
that was
they
fast.
blitzed it.
They fast. They got it. They won out. No fights.
Okay, back in the game. 10-7. 12 minutes and 30 seconds in.
Now there's just 5K between them.
Yes. Yes. And
Definitely a
they
lot
need
closer.
to be sure on how to precisely counter this attack from Falcon's AP brand. But right now, Lord is on the side of the cavalry.
Okay, let me tell you where the damage is coming from.
Go ahead.
Sanji and Sanford. They have to watch out for those two. If they, I'm not even looking at Benny, right? Benny can survive. Benny can be the last thing on their mind. But as long as Falcon's AP brand can find Sanji or Sanford, they can go from there. As it is, I'm out of the obvious view. Liquid Echo's ahead. Liquid Echo can pick fights now and dictate the pace.
Yep, they're more ready to answer with the damage that Falcon's AP brand has. Despite the lead right now, they still have more advantage in the team fight. But there's a goal from JP.
Oh, switcheroo Flap TZ with the game sense to avoid it.
Wow, the microphone.
That was a D-dubs through the wall.
D-dubs.
I was wondering, like, wait, oh, it's a detonus welcome through the wall.
Amazing, amazing.
He
All right.
knew. Not this time, JP. But they forced out a flicker out of JP, which they kind of need. Again, you've mentioned about Sanji. You mentioned about Sanford having the right damage now. But they need to pick it out of Falcon AP brand's team fighting capability. So this is the question. There's so much ways to force out Team Liquid Echo right now. Even the real-time win rate. But now they spotted out 5. Sanji doing the work.
Dude, they straight up handed the purple to Flap.
Oh.
Sad mage noises for Sanji.
And another purple. Another one. Okay.
All right, they got what they need. They got the fuel. But you cannot deny that there is just tons of damage still to be had from Team Liquid at this point.
Speaking of damage, Rockhart. Yep. Real-time win rate. Head-to-head, rather, of Flap TZ and Sanford. The GPM of Flap TZ right now being being the big dinosaur of Falcon's AP Bren has so much potential of knockback, pick-off, and even evade. So in even possible ways that Team Liquid Echo wanted to take him down, he just has an advantage to use it against him, but the Detonus welcome.
Yep, he's a Swiss Army knife, this Barats. Again, earlier I said he had 2 jobs. Now, maybe I'll introduce a 3rd job, a new purpose for the Barats of Flap TZ. He can play bait. He can be a scapegoat.
Exactly.
For Falcon's AP Brennan, force maybe a Divine Judgment, force out a flicker. He's already done it once in mid, so now he can do the same.
And he has Immortality ready. There's a call from JP.
Conceal.
Seal activated, but they are surrounded. Look at Owen coming in from the back here. Sanji spots him out, but the damage is already done to Carl. Carl with the missile expert. He got displaced, but this time it's Swap going down. Immortality's here. Bob, both sides. Benecutie on the kill. They're chasing. They're going. They're looking for targets. Sanford gets one. He flickers forward. He finds Mew, but the Divine Judgment slows him down. And he's going to go down to Super Marco here.
That's a twofer, but still, Falcons AP Bren walk away with the Lord. It was bloody, it was messy, and I'm wondering now, where is Liquid Echo's head? Do they try and force a punish, or do they go straight directly to the Lord? Oh wait, they spawn Marco. They know.
They know.
Okay, they would really want to melt this Lord right away. What a contingency plan for Falcon's AP brand. Yeah, you got all without Flap TZ, but that's how they wanted to manage their macro capability to have a safe way passage back to wait for Ogwen and Flap. Now Liquid Echo, another reset, gentlemen. Another one as we wait for that crucial moment. That call from JP. That was a great way to hold it. And Carl TZ was so much closer to being taken down. He got even trapped by that missile expert.
I think they understood the fact that they were not going to get the Lord, and their best case scenario was the turn. That's what this lineup from Liquid Echo does very, very well, is the turn. And they got the 1 for 2. Again, Carl DZ for any 2 heroes from Falcons AP Bren is a good deal. Keep doing that, keep trading, and that'll keep you, or at least your inhibitors, up.
Yeah.
And again, you can just keep going until you break even, until you have map equilibrium, gold equilibrium, and then you again punish.
And they understand, right? That Sanford, he had to flicker forward because they had to try. They had to try to get these kills under their belts and slow down the roll of Falcons AP Brent.
Yeah, Falcons AP Brent already have the map under their control, but when it comes to pure, sheer brutality, violence, Liquid Echo have them trumped. We haven't really seen as brutal a shortcut, not before the early game. I think the last one we remember was Turtle Time, right?
Yep.
So now, Falcons AP Brand are going off of deception again. That's one way they can win. It's never through violence. It's never through a pure wipeout. Not unless they pull something else, something new.
Maybe a crucial pickoff, maybe a 3-man down, but looking at the damage difference, it's Benny Cutie. You mentioned it perfectly early on, Leo, that having this kind of KDA 1-0-4, not being dead on the first, well, the 18 minutes of the game, had so much advantage. But looking at how his microplay was on point against Falcons AP Brand, he know who needs to be peeled down. Having all his items, they're more ready to face more of a pickoff, rather than being they're just settling down for a defensive, aggressive damage or even a team fight.
Oh, look at this. Ogwin once more setting up for the potential Rafflesia play. He's always just taking care of that wave.
Yeah.
It's staying down here.
Okay.
Mind.
Okay, so there's just one turret taken down from Falcons AP Bren. So either way, if Liquid Echo gets this Lord... Oh, hold that!
Oh, they catch Flap. Flap is down! Oh my goodness! An easy pick-off coming in from Liquid.
They timed out his immortality, gentlemen. And they burst it down, but check it out, there is a cooldown on Benny Cutie's ult and JP's, and even Sanji, so they're safe.
Yep, they have damage, but not the ultimate. A crucial pickup from Liquid Echo. JP right in the middle.
He dove in, I don't know why, but Benny Cutie right now definitely still there to do damage.
Super
Marco! He dove in, and he might actually fall. Carl TC takes him out. Benny Cutie! Oh my goodness, the Tracer too insane! Sanford! We're just calling names right now, boys! And now the fight is happening! Suppression on the Count Easy! It's gonna be so close! Ah! Ogwin falling, immortality on point.
Oh.
Count Easy still has the He can fight and he can win! Taking one down.
Sanford still throwing the
Ogwin
punches.
so close on the dodge there! He goes for the re-engage with the crash course, but no follow-up damage!
All right, all said and done. Falcons AP Brand did suffer huge casualties, especially against a lineup that they had the gold and XP lead trumped out on. XP negligible at this point.
What?
But check it out, because of the delay, because of how long and how brutal that fight went, bottom lane inhibitor got pushed for free. It was a long con for Falcons AP Bren. And again, this long-term victory, as bloody as it was, wasn't off of the back of a portal. It was off the back of improvisation.
Yep.
They got real tactical about it.
Real
and said,
tactical.
you know what? These are the marbles, fam. These are what we ended up with. We gotta play with the hand. We're done with Flap easy.
Oh, no.
Again, take two.
But he has
Flap TC
immortality.
Has Emo this time. Yeah, that's a crucial information.
JP.
has to make a decision. They take out Kyle. Kyle TZ is down. No jungler for fair. Falcon AP Brand.
Oh,
TZ can follow suit. They don't have the damage. You and Ogwin are the ones who are left on the map.
A 1-for-3. This is devastating for Falcons AP Bren. Liquid Echo making the call. They coined it. It's endable.
And the ball.
3 crucial pickoffs. Liquid
Oh, crucial dive in here coming in from Ogwin. Also, the portal, the shortcut, just to buy some time. But it's not enough. Benny Cutie able to take the kill. And it's Team Liquid Echo barreling down on the mid.
20 seconds, 15 until Kyle is back.
6 on the clock. It's all up to the captain. Few. Does he have enough? Does he have enough to clear? What's he gonna do? The flicker in, and the push is happening. And ladies and gentlemen, Liquid Echo are going to react.
Sanji, Carl TC, Benicute, Sanford, and JP are in the grand finals of ML Philippines Season 13. Liquid Echo!
Sweet redemption. They were denied a grand finals berth in Cambodia in last year's mid-season cup. Now they are the first to step onto the grand final stage and book their ticket to Riyadh. Through thick and thin, this was a match, this was a game that they were supposed to win. Numbers-wise, the odds were against the cavalry. Yet they made it here.
They made it. They made the call where it matters. They made the split-second decision to go straight for the mid and straight for glory.
Despite how this amazing match went, Liquid Echo shaking hands with Falcons AP Brand. The sportsmanship still is here, but that was a great, amazing series. But Falcons AP Brand will go down in the lower bracket for the meantime. Liquid Echo screaming their hearts out. You heard the cavalry. But now, Falcons AP Brand would need to reset and face who's going to move forward in the lower bracket.
They'll fight again tomorrow. See who fights later, who wins later.
This is all too familiar. In the M5 World Championships, the same thing happened. But you can't say the same, this being the hardest, strongest, most challenging league in the world of MLBB esports. You can't say that it can happen so easily.
No, not even a single inch that a team would let a mistake happen. We're not going down in 1 game, 2 games. This is how we should.
Seeds to the Grand Finals. Ang ganda ng performance coming from Liquid Echo. Kaya naman mga cavalry, mag-ingay! Hindi ko naririnig. Isa pa nga! What a match, really. But of course, we all know that our match MVP is none other than JP with his Kaja na ang ganda ng naging performance. Again, as we are looking back, no, the Nolan pick, we saw that coming because napakita na ng side ng Liquid Echo kung sino yung position 4 as well as yung gold laner nila, which means na-open na yung possibility for an assassin to get picked. However, Liquid Echo was ready with this supremacy in play. Nakita natin kung gaano naging kaganda yung mga divine judgment coming from JP, and while the entire game was a seesaw, hindi natin alam kung sino nga ba yung mananalo. JP held his ground strong. Pinakita niya kung paano niya babalik na rin yung match-up for the benefit of his team, which is why Liquid Echo proceeds to the Grand Finals and secures their slot, the first ever slot for the MSC. And kung titignan natin throughout the majority of the match, talaga nga namang Falcons AP Brin ang nakalalamang. And we all saw kung paano nagpapalitan ng bakbakan, ng suntukan, even ng babarilan yung mga parehas nating kupanan, but in the end, it was Liquid Echo that prevailed after that nail-biter of a game. Again, this is a best of 5 series, 3-2, all in favor of the side of Liquid Echo. And of course, ang ganda rin ng naging performance for the rest of our teams. Benny Cutie, ang ganda lagi ng positioning niya, and even this dive coming from Super Marco to us to reach Sanji's Novaria. Nakita natin kung paano ine-enable ng parehas nating kupanan yung kani-kanilang mga lineup and kung paano nila mina-maximize yung heroes na meron sila. However, in the end, medyo nag-fall short lang yung side ng Falcons AP Bren noong nagkaroon na ng ability yung side ng Liquid Echo na ragasain yung kani-kanilang mga kalaban and continuously be aggressive. This pick-off coming from the side of Liquid Echo was so crucial to the point na sila na yung may hawak ng Lord Dance, and at the same time, sila din yung may hawak ng kills, which is why, in the end, ang idol ng mga kids, which is if you na lang ang natira doon sa matchup, disabling him from being able to protect their base. And Echo, kinapitalize yon ng Echo as they pushed the mid. Hindi na nga sila nag-lord even. And in-ensure na lang nila na sila yung makakakuha ng game na yon. Again, this is a 16-17 kill score. 21 minutes into the match, sobrang dikit ng laban for both of our teams. And again, kung titignan natin, even the objective counts, talaga nga namang Falcons AP Bren ang nakalalamang 8-2-2 compared to the 4-1-1 of Echo. However, yung single time na pwede mong i-capitalize sa kung saan nakalalamang ka na, yun yung in-ensure ng Echo na talagang panghahawakan nila at hindi na nila binitawan. Kaya nung time na almost wipe out nila yung side ng Falcons AP Bren, tuloy-tuloy sila towards that mid lane and ipinakita nila just how they will be able to turn the tides against them. Again, this is a Novaria coming from Sanji and even the performance for the rest of their teams, pinakita nila sa atin kung papaano nila babalik ta rin yung laban kasi towards the early up until the mid part of the game, talagang sila yung nandun sa losing end. However, yung nagkaroon na sila ng chance na balik ta rin, doon na nila yun pinanghawakan at hindi na nila ever binitawan. Which is why, in terms of damage dealt, both Benny, Cutie, and Sanji ang ating leading for the side of Liquid, Echo, and for the damage taken, talaga nga namang si Carl, TZ, and even Sanford yung humaharap. When you are a roamer na meron kang setting capability or even a suppress capability, you would expect na talagang malakas yung pagbubush mo. Dapat yung XP laner mo as well as yung jungler mo, kung utility jungler man yan, siya yung humaharap para hindi ka nahihirapan in terms of your position. And that is really what Liquid Echo